Do it. Play?
Hello. Welcome to the very first episode of Squish Poot. Reading Reddit stories. I'm calling it Squish Poot because it's a play on words for Smosh Pit. And I don't want to get sued. So if, it's like paying homage without stealing. That's how that works, right? Is that how copyright works? I feel like that's how copyright works. I'm sure that, the gang over there at Smosh Pit would understand how much I adore their content and why I'm absolutely stealing an idea. As long as you give them credit, right? How's everyone today? Olaf, come say hello. My baby. Mwah. My baby boy. Oh, look at him. Look at that face. Look at it. Oh, it's so cute. Why do you have your lip like that? Why is your upper lip tucked in? You're so weird. Mwah. All right. It's time to greet my beautiful, wonderful guests. Ladies.
Hello.
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 Let's see if their cameras are still frozen. I set this up before our stream started, but let's see if it works still. Hey, it works! Yes! Hell yeah. Wait, what? Stacy, why do you have a black line around? Hold on, that won't do.
I don't know.
These are my lovely guests for Squish Poot, rather. Teriyaki chicken. No, but now I did. Anyways, you guys, this is my panel. Stacy, Lexi, and Fallen. Round of applause for my beautiful, wonderful guests. Lexi has found some amazing stories to read to us today. Can I do a quick rant just real fucking fast? So, a pica is a measurement of unit of like a border between two different things. And the fact that Streamlabs doesn't let me snap to one, like I have to Anyway, sorry. That's my own horse shit. Lexi's going to be reading us some stories first and foremost. If she's ready. If she's not ready, that's perfectly fine.
I need 2 minutes.
We have 2 minutes. We, in fact, have 2 minutes. Stacy, how was your vacation?
Amazing. Refreshing. Rejuvenating. Exhausting. All of the things.
All the things. How cold was it while you were there?
It was so cold. Like, obviously, I'm a Florida girl, so it didn't even hit the single digits.
Yeah.
But I was cold. I was very cold.
Yeah. I understand.
It was actually bad enough that Curtis went out to get a pizza, and while his truck was parked in the parking lot and he went inside, he could not get his truck started again.
Oh, no.
So he had to get a jump start from the pizza place. And then
because he's not made for cold weather.
And then he had to Uber to the closest Walmart to get a new battery for his truck.
Oh no! Well, that's not because of the cold. That just his battery sucks. It was?
His battery was not cold suited, I guess. I don't know.
I didn't know there was cold batteries.
I didn't know either.
Mm-hmm. The same thing happened to me when I first moved to Florida, and then took my car back to Maine.
Really?
And my battery was like, I ain't doing this cold.
It was 24 degrees today when I went to work.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, that was horseshit. I've never been so angry in my life.
I think like you because yes.
The cold can kill your battery. Oh.
The
I was
16%,
also cold.
negative 16.
Oh, I bet you were.
Yeah.
I
It was
absolutely bet you were.
-16 with a feels like temperature of -30.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Do you even know? Okay, but do you like even notice how cold it is after a certain point? Because I feel like after 0 like, okay, I've been in 16-degree weather and I've been in 24-degree weather. And I feel after a certain temperature, you're like, oh, it's just really fucking cold.
You don't really feel the cold, but you do feel the wind. And the wind is
Oh,
what'll
yeah.
get you.
Yeah, absolutely. I understand now. Yes. All right, you want to get into this first Reddit story you have curated for
Yes.
us? All right.
Yes.
I mean,
Are you ready?
I'm gonna turn the music off for it too.
Our first story is,
Okay.
am I the asshole for... Are we saying asshole?
Yeah, asshole's fine. Girl,
Okay.
who the fuck you talking to?
I don't know.
What fucking stream do you think you're on right now?
So, am I the asshole for breaking up with my girlfriend over 4-leaf clovers? Throwaway account because my ex knows of my main account. Some background. I, a female 21, and my now ex-girlfriend, female 22, had been together for 2 years. And last spring we decided to go 4-leaf clover hunting as a date. She didn't find any, and I found 3 of them. Ever since I was young, I had special luck in finding 4-leaf clovers. I have a collection of them, actually, and find them without even looking. My ex also had been searching for 4-leaf clovers since she was young, but she had never found one, ever. So naturally, I brag about it all the time. And it's always been a fun little playful thing between us that I'm luckier than her, I guess. Anyway, to yesterday, the problem. We went on a 4-leaf clover date again. Within the first 10 minutes, she finds her first ever 4-leaf clover. We cheer and I take her picture with it and I'm happy for her. But I'm also upset because I wanted to have been the one to find one first. It's my thing. We keep looking and another 10 minutes, I find one. So I hate my life a little less. I found another and she cheers for me and we move on, looking at different clover patches. And this is where everything goes to actual hell. I hear her yell excitedly, and I think she's found another one. I tell her cool and move on, but she runs up to me and shoves a fucking 6-leaf clover in my face. I just stare at her, and I grab it out of her hand. Like, what the fuck? How did she never find a 4-leaf clover, and now suddenly she's found a 6-leaf clover? Those odds are literally insane. I look at it closely to make sure she's not lying to me or that she's not stupid or something. And it's actually 2 clovers stuck together. But no, it's actually a 6-leaf clover. And so I'm pissed. Why did she get a 6-leaf clover? Hello?
Okay.
Who finds 6-leaf clover?
Okay, time out. First off, why are we gatekeeping 4-leaf clovers, first and foremost?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Second, like Deadpool said, luck is not a superpower. It's not
Oh
a
my
thing.
God.
It's like, why is she acting like she was born a mutant and that's her power? Like, and also she's not sharing. Why would that make you mad? Like, it's
I
not
guess
like it's a
her thing.
talent. Hi, dancing. It's not like it's
Yeah.
a talent. It's just, you get, like, I guess you're lucky. But, like, it's not like you were both auditioning for a play and I wanted first place. I wanted to be Juliet. You know what I mean? It's a plant that's the size of a dime at most. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would...
Would you think the activity together is what makes...
Yeah. It sounds like she
Why are you
just...
competing against your girlfriend?
Yeah,
Like-
it sounds like she just wants something to hold over. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm the lucky one. Not you. Me. You. Not you. Fuck off. Me. Luck. Fuck off. Like, I don't... Anyway. Doesn't make sense to me, but okay. So far, yeah, you're the fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Because you're being super weird
Mhm.
about a plant.
It's a lot. This is like a really long one of her ranting, by the way, just so you're.
Oh, I'm going to get mad at her, aren't I? I can feel it in my bones. Okay, go.
So anyway, I tell her that it's insane and I'm taking it. She gets sad and says, "Nuh-uh, she found it. It's hers." We start arguing about who deserves a clover. I tell her I do because I'm the veteran clover hunter and deserve to have this in my collection. And she goes on about it being sentimental or something. And then she does that stupid manipulation tactic where she starts crying to make me feel bad.
Okay,
It's bullshit, honestly, and I tell her to suck it up because I'm keeping the clover. She
oh my
huffs and wanders off to the car.
God, narcissism. Oh my God, narcissism. Holy shit. How do you just like, how do you claim, first of all, a mutation in a plant? How do you, anyway, go ahead. I'm
Yeah.
so sorry. I'm baffled. If I was dating someone and they fucking said that to me, I'd be like, oh, you're fucking insane. Get away
Yeah.
from me. We are no longer dating. You're fucking crazy.
So she huffs and wanders off to the car in tears. Whatever, she's being ridiculous. I take my time and look around and find 2 more clovers. I got bored and decided to see if she's done pouting. She's in the back seat with her arms crossed. I tell her to stop being dramatic and to get in the front, and she snaps. She starts screaming and calling me all sort of nasty names. She said that I'm manipulative, controlling, and all kinds of other bullshit. I have never in my entire life been called any of these, so I'm not sure where she got it from. I looked at her while she screamed and hit the back of my seat. She finished screaming like an idiot, and I let a few minutes of silence go by. She asked me if I was going to say anything, and I shrugged at her because what does she want from me?
Both of these women
She-
are out of their fucking minds.
Yeah.
Both of these women are out of their fucking minds. It's just, we're arguing over a leaf.
It's a fucking clover.
It's a leaf.
Clover.
And you can
It's a cool
tell,
clover.
you can tell they both go to too much fucking therapy, because when people have that therapy speak, you can hear it from a mile away. You know what I'm saying?
Also very young. They're
How old are
21
they?
and 22.
Oh, Jesus.
This is my age, okay? As someone whose father told them he was an actual leprechaun growing up, I've never once argued with someone over a 4-leaf clover.
Well, that would explain your height.
I know, right? I argued with my preschool teacher because she tried to tell me he wasn't a leprechaun.
Bird.
For those of you following along at home, Fallen's like 4'9".
I'm 4'8".
4'8". Sorry, I added an inch. I gave her a little bit of grace.
Your
So did my
ego
driver's
adds-
license.
Fallen is tiny. She's a little
am.
yeti.
I'm tiny but mighty.
You indeed you are, madam.
Yeah.
But yeah, 20, like, this seems like something two people
She's
in
just
like,
kind of ranting, but she took her girlfriend home and told her she needs to stop crying and get over herself, and then they broke up. Is essentially
hey,
the end.
good.
So am I the
Nice,
asshole for
good.
taking her 6-leaf clover?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. What? How is this?
100%.
First of all, like, if you hadn't told me their ages, I would have imagined 2 12-year-olds were out at recess
Yeah.
picking flowers, and they're like, I want the purple one. No, I'm always the one who gets the purple one. It's not even 12-year-olds. 5-year-olds argue over shit like this and have a tantrum in the back of the car. Insane. Do you have any comments of what people said?
I do have a comment. Feisty, those are fighting words.
Most of them said you both need therapy.
Yeah.
And that
Sounds like they
she
get too
was
much
the asshole.
therapy. It sounds like she gets too much therapy, both of them. I think
From incompetent therapists.
I think everyone is the asshole, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
both of these young ladies need to get a fucking grip. No, both of these ladies need to have a bill collector call them need to scrape together pennies so they can make their car payment, need to look in their cabinets at night and be like, well, I guess I'm having another salsa sandwich because I don't have any fucking food in my house. To lose this much sanity over a 6-leaf clover
A 6-leaf clover, yeah.
must be fucking nice. To get this upset over something like that. Must be fucking nice.
They definitely work in healthcare.
Yeah, they're both going to be nurses eventually. I can feel it in my bones. Stacy, what do you think about it? Do you have any words of wisdom for young ladies like this?
I don't think words of wisdom would actually do them any benefit.
Well,
The
one of
girl,
these?
like, the girlfriend was necessarily the asshole. I mean, yeah, she was yelling and screaming, and she didn't, like, do her anger, but she literally went on a date, and her girlfriend's now
And they-
angry because she's not winning.
Yeah, and they were like, okay, I'm going to let y'all in a little secret. The only time I've ever truly been angry with Stacy is when we're playing Monopoly. We don't fucking play Monopoly anymore.
We can't. We're not
Ever.
allowed.
Ever. The only time I've been truly furious with Stacy is when she was kicking my, like, you know the cartoons where they, like, pull out their pockets and moths fly out? That was me against Stacy. I'm like, I have to go down this lane. I don't have the money. Ah! I was the first one out of the game, and she was like, well, I'll just put my little house here. I'm like, I hate you. I'm so angry. That's something to get angry with someone about. Not a 6-leaf clover.
But then, tables turned and you made me play Jenga, so.
I'm good at Jenga. Even in
I'm not.
Phasmophobia,
Yeah,
I'm good at Jenga.
It doesn't sound like she's, like, likes her girlfriend. She just calls her manipulative and everything when she has any emotion.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
why?
Yeah.
Sparrow said, I've had all those
That was-
problems and would still be mad she stole my 6-leaf clover and called me manipulative for being upset. That is very true
Yeah,
as well.
exactly.
Yeah.
However, the person who is rightfully upset, getting in the back of the, like, treating the bad, first of all, I don't know if I'd get in the fucking car with someone who behaved like that. But, like, she gets in the bag and just starts, like, freaking out, like, you need to, can we regulate our emotions a little bit here, ladies? Can we maybe not do that? That's so
You
weird.
have to wonder
Don't
though,
know.
like, how often does this kind of thing happen? Like, how often does
Yeah.
the poster treat their girlfriend like this to the
Yeah.
point where she
Oh,
just lost it in the
yeah.
backseat? Like, I
Or
can't
she's
do
just
it anymore.
fucking losing it and has no way to regulate her emotions out in public.
Yeah.
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 I'm gonna
Like,
come to the defense of the girlfriend that this is about. That I know how it is to be around a narcissist like that,
Same.
and you can only take so much until you just snap. And I feel like this might have been the snapping
The
point.
snapping, yeah.
I don't feel like she's the asshole. I feel like, yes, the tantrum is a bit much.
Yeah, but you're right, Saturday. She might have been pushed to the edge. Saturday says, I'm team girlfriend and will die on this hill.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't, it couldn't be me to behave like that. I mean,
We also
I might
don't
have
know if
a-
they were under the influence of anything
true.
when they were.
Also, who just, I'm
Sounds like
sorry.
they were both under the influence of trauma.
Yeah. Who,
Rubber.
and
And
if
self-importance.
if someone I was seeing was ever like, hey, you want to go to a field and pick mutated plants? And we might not find any? Yeah, sure. What? We're just going, like, we're not going berry picking or apple picking. We're just going to a field with
You can
weeds
eat
in it.
clovers.
I'm not eating clovers that I didn't grow
There's-
myself. Do you know
Some
how
of them are sour and they're like tasty, and then some of them are like sweetish. I used to eat a lot of clovers.
Some people are so shitty they bully you like this until you are overwhelmed and overreact. That's a damn fact. I know that
Mhm.
110%. 2025 is my year of reclaiming my peace. I literally just last night blocked someone who's been a part of my life for a very long time because they did shit like that too. And I never.
Yeah, I agree. I think the date idea is very cute.
I don't know, man. I
But
don't know if I'd be too
just-
keen to just. I don't know. I don't think I'd be
I'm
very
not
keen to do
allergic
it.
to clovers. I'm allergic to pretty much every type of grass, but not clovers.
I'm allergic to something that blooms around here. But yeah. Anyway, asshole. Moving on.
100%.
All right. Did you want to read one, or do you want me to read another one?
No, go for it. You're doing fantastic. I like listening. I like when stories are read to me.
So this next one is, am I the asshole for saying no to my wife joining a gaming session with my friends?
Immediately.
So, yeah, that is mine.
I don't. What do you?
Any initial thoughts about whether they're the asshole or not before we start?
So this could be. This could be something like. My friends are so bad that I don't want my wife to be exposed to them. But if that's the case, why the
Are you
fuck are they
friends?
your friends?
Yeah.
Or you don't want your friends to hit on your wife?
So wait,
Maybe?
what's the title again?
It says, am I the asshole for saying no to my wife joining a gaming session with my friends?
Or maybe
Hmm.
I'm assuming it's a he. I don't know the context. This person. Maybe they're like, no, this is my time. This is, because I think it's very important when you have a significant other to have things that are like just for you, like your things, your time
Yeah.
for you.
So,
that gaming with their friends could be that thing, and they want to protect that little bubble of peace. You know, it could be that
to
too.
me, it depends. This hot take, maybe. It depends if they met these people online, and if the husband isn't being like 100% honest, then he's married. Then I could see
Oh, yeah,
where
maybe they
he
don't
could be
know.
the asshole. Because I know my husband makes it very known in all of the Discord chats that he's in that he'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna hop off. Me and my wife are gonna go watch TV because
Yeah.
he's very proud I'm his wife.
I don't know. I think it's either they want their bubble.
Mm-hmm.
Their friends are dickheads. Or I don't know. Go
He's
ahead.
flirting with people.
Go ahead, Lexi.
You want the context?
I
Okay,
do.
let's
I would
begin
love context.
to the details. So for background, my wife hates video games. Her hobbies are reading, crafting, writing, etc.
Okay.
And I really enjoy video games, making games, anything to do with games. During the pandemic, I've gotten in touch with friends from high school, and we've been gaming twice a week. My wife, on the other hand, does not have any friends and is pretty sad about it. Sometimes we have arguments about her being jealous of my hangouts with my friends. I do make time for her, and we have date nights at home, etc. Well, my wife asked me yesterday if she could join in with my friends this week. This came out of left field, and like I said, my wife has never really played video games at all, and we don't really play beginner-friendly games. She knows this, so I asked her why she wanted to join, and she said that she is so lonely, she just wants to be around people. She begged me to ask my friends if it would be okay, so I did. Well, none of my friends were a fan of this idea. None of them have girlfriends, and there are no women in my group. We've all known each other since high school.
Then hop off.
Many of them
and go
have
spend time
never
with your
met
wife.
my wife, and the idea made them uncomfortable. I told my wife this, and she cried. She told me that she's tired of having no one to talk to, and hearing my camaraderie with my friends, she wants something like that. She tried joining virtual classes and things, but it's hard to make friends out of the blue during the pandemic.
Yeah.
I know what it's like to be lonely, and I empathize, but I don't think this is the solution.
I don't think
She
you're
asked me to
empathizing.
ask my friends again, and I said no. am I the asshole for refusing to let her join?
If my spouse came to me and was like we game every Saturday night, just the family, right? We call it family game night,
Mhm.
or I call
Yeah.
it family game night. And if my spouse was like, I am so lonely, say they had a shitty week, I'm so lonely, can I come hang out with you and your friends? It would be no questions asked. Yeah, you can absolutely come hang out. It wouldn't matter that the games aren't beginner. Well, mostly because we don't really give a shit if we die in games, but we're not known for being like, AAA game players. You know what I'm saying? We do a lot of screaming and crying. But let's say my friends were like, no, we want it to be just a boys' night. I'd be like, okay, well then it's just gonna be you boys, because my spouse just told me that they are dreadfully lonely, and I'm not going to leave them alone for that. Get offline. If your spouse comes to you and was like, I'm so desperately lonely that I'm willing to do something I don't want to do. You know what I mean? I just can't imagine being like, my friends don't like girls to come hang out, so you're an icky girl, and you get to go be alone. So go be alone. I can't imagine doing that.
Yeah.
My ex hated when I played games and didn't want to join it, wanted me to play with others. Sometimes he didn't care if I played. I can't imagine not including a friend's partner. He needs better friends. That's another angle, too. Like, why would... I can't...
He's an asshole for not letting her join when his friends made it clear that they're uncomfortable. I do think he's the asshole for not being a more active part in helping his wife.
Yeah,
Yeah.
clearly she's
other
hurting. From what you said, this was written during like the pandemic or something like that.
Yeah.
So that was a really lonely time for fucking everyone. And that's how I found camaraderie, is through online. And there wasn't really any other way to do that back then. So if your spouse is telling you they're fucking lonely, or even you're not married, if you're, the person you care about says, I'm desperately lonely, and your reaction is, well, I'm gonna go play COD with the boys. Let me know how your little crocheting circle ends up. Okay, see you in 6 hours. That's not fucking okay. To me, that's not fucking okay. And that's a... How long have they been together, did it say?
I don't think it says. No. It does not say. But I assume a while if they're married.
What were you going to say,
Yeah,
Stace?
when we game every weekend, I always check first with Curtis. I'm like, hey, do you mind if I go hop on? And he's always like, no, of course not. Go ahead. It's your time with your friends. However, if he were ever to say, hey, would you mind just hanging out with me tonight? Of course.
Absolutely.
That would be priority number one.
And if he ever was like, hey, can I come join? It wouldn't even be a question. Not,
I've
besides
asked him
the
to
fact
join
that
many
you're
times.
my sister and he's your husband. Like, what? Yes. Turn on your controller. Get in here. Now.
My husband has joined for Community Chaos Night once, very briefly, but I mean...
Right. But he's more than... Literally anyone is welcome when we play. Within reason.
Yeah.
But the people who aren't welcome, we don't got to worry about it anymore.
But I know I've definitely had friends where I did not want to hang out with their boyfriend at all.
Yeah.
So I understand keeping certain friends separate.
Yeah.
Especially if they're not the vibe. You know?
But that's when if if my friend's partner came to play and I was like, ooh, I don't like them, I either suck it up because I want to be around my friend, or I leave. I'm the
Yeah.
one. I'm the one with the problem.
And you still have to prioritize and be like, hey, I understand that I normally play games with you every week at this time, but right now I am prioritizing this relationship over here.
Dancing says Grandpa Wrecker.
Does that make me grandma?
Well, I mean, you're my sister and, like, you're older than me,
I think
so.
you're
Right, but if you're her mom, where do we live?
No.
That I'm
Husband is
her gra-
grandpa. But your aunt, but husband is grandpa. Period. End of discussion. Yeah, Damien, we're reading Reddit stories. But yeah, I think that's shitty. I think that there's also a lot of context that we're missing here. Like, he doesn't say how much he values this time with his friends. Like, he didn't say anything about, like, this is my one time to game with my friends and this, that. He doesn't talk about a busy work life, having to take care of the wife and kids or anything like that. It was just like, nah, I'm hanging with my boys, and my girlfriend's kind of like wanting me to be her boyfriend, and I just don't want to do that. Like that's how it's coming across to me, and it's kind of gross, if I'm honest. Yes,
Well,
the penguin, not the penguin. Everyone are penguins.
It doesn't like the asshole word as in the poll.
Yes.
So,
Yes. But yeah.
I am gonna vote that he's not the penguin.
No, he is the penguin.
I am gonna vote he is a penguin.
He's an asshole.
I think because
Is
he
a
could very
penguin an
easily
asshole?
Yes.
not play with his
Okay.
friends.
Yeah, he could very well just be like, you know what, guys, I'm gonna skip to Fortnite tonight because my
Friends
girls
are incredibly important, but
Yeah.
your spouse is your spouse.
Is your
That is your
spouse.
person.
Yep. And unless they're a piece of shit who's abusive, you need to. Yes, you time is very, very fucking important. But I mean, the pandemic was isolating for all of us, and if you're quarantining with the same person, I understand being like, get away from me.
Right. He said that he games with them like a couple times a week. It was one
Yeah,
night that she
twice
said,
a
"Hey,
week.
can I play with you guys?"
Yeah. Like, it would
So-
kill you to. And it might be fun to be like, yeah, go down that way. Go down that way. Shoot him in the head. Shoot him in the head. She might be a really good gamer. She might be an idiot savant at gaming. But they don't
Right?
know because they didn't let her come play.
And maybe she would learn to love gaming if they would just like show
Yeah.
her.
She's a reader. She would love gaming.
She
She
would
just
love
doesn't know
gaming.
it yet.
She just needs to find a really good story
As
game.
all are
Exactly.
readers.
Play a Spyro. Dragon.
Yeah. Look, babe, dragons. Or Tomb Raider. Look, triangle boobs.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she's probably not going to want to play Call of Duty or Halo or any bullshit like that. But, get her Animal Crossing. Let her go nuts. She'd love it. If she's crafty, she'll love Animal Crossing.
Or Sims.
Yes.
Yeah.
Minecraft. Because you can, like, do actual designs.
But
Stacy,
he's
one
like
of
the
these
kind
days.
of guy who wouldn't consider those real games, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stacy, one of these days, I'm going to get your ass on Minecraft.
360 no scope. Ah!
360 no scope. I see people do that in Dead by Daylight, and it's so funny to me because it's so like it doesn't have the same effect. They try to do it with Huntress, and they end up just like throwing it into the sky. I'm like, sick, dude, sick trick
Love
play.
Coral Island. The art is so beautiful. Get on that
Yeah,
Coral Island.
yeah. But yeah, I think asshole. When did y'all form a committee? Pie, we been a committee. We a fucking union, dog.
Yeah.
And Lexi's our steward, so watch your fucking ass.
Oh no. I hope I don't have to cook stew.
No,
The
steward, you fight for us.
Oh.
We will not be moved.
Sure.
All right. What's the next one? Do you have like a really like juicy one?
Oh, I was gonna go for like a cute one next.
Oh yeah, do cute then. I like cute.
Okay. Am I the asshole for refusing to let my roommate's cat into my room after it apologized?
Definitely gonna need more context for that.
11.
I,
We need your
27
input.
female.
11. We're gonna need
Uh,
your input on this. Come here.
Yes, we need a cat. Bring the cats.
Look at
Who
the
else needs
stretchy
cats?
legs. She's stretching. She's so long. All right,
Oh my god.
we're listening.
Okay. So I, 27 female, share an apartment with my roommate Lily, who's a 26 female. She has a cat named Muffin. Muffin is adorable, but has a habit of sneaking into my room and knocking things over. Last week I came home to find Muffin had somehow gotten into my room and destroyed a puzzle that I had spent hours working on.
As a cat is
Pieces
wont
were
to do.
scattered everywhere. Some of them were chewed up and one was entirely lost. I was furious. I told Lily that Muffin needed to stay out of my room and she agreed. And she also said Muffin felt bad and wanted to apologize.
Oh.
I laughed it off, assuming she was joking. But the next day, I found a little note on my desk with Lily's handwriting that said, "I'm sorry,
Oh.
Muffin." And it had a cat treat on it.
Oh,
I thought-
that's so cute. That's so
I thought
cute.
it was funny, but it did not change my stance. Since then, Lily has been passive-aggressively saying things like, "Muffin is just trying to make things right, and you're holding a grudge against a cat." She even suggested that I let Muffin back into my room supervised so she can earn back my trust. I told her no, I'm not interested in giving her cat another chance to destroy my stuff. Now she is calling me heartless for not accepting Muffin's apology. Am I being unreasonable here? Am I the asshole?
I wouldn't go so far as to say an asshole.
No,
But,
no.
like,
She's not being an asshole. Her roommate who owns the cat is being super fucking weird.
Yeah.
Like, that note was cute. That's adorable. Good touch. But
What's the point of you wanting your cat in your roommate's room?
yeah,
It's your cat.
why do you want the cat? What, I don't think the cat fucking cares.
Muffin's whispering to her at night how hurt her feelings are.
You must let me in your roommate's room. She hides catnip
like-
in her pillow.
That sounds like an evil cat. I kind of don't like Muffin anymore.
I mean, Stacy, what do you think?
Yeah, not an asshole.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, her roommate is giving her cat a human personality.
Yeah, she's anthropomorphizing a cat.
It's a cat. And cats are great and lovey and cute, but they are also assholes themselves. So,
Yeah.
the cat, I mean, if you want to give the cat human qualities, that cat knew exactly what it was doing.
Yeah. I mean, cats are
I feel
dicks.
like her roommate is trying to get some sort of weird validation out of this whole weird cat situation.
Yeah.
And
But-
it's not actually about the cat.
Yeah, she's like, but I'm
She's pushing the boundaries like really hard for no reason.
I'm so confused as to what could be
Like
the motivation for like being upset your cat can't go into someone else's bedroom. Like, does
Right,
the
and
cat
it's not
wear a
like
collar
she
with
wants
a
her out of
camera
the
on it?
apartment.
Like, yeah, she's just like closing her door, being like, and let's be honest, a cardboard puzzle is crack to a cat. All those little pieces, they love shoving shit off tables. And it gets squishy. Cats like to like punch holes in cardboard with their teeth. 11, if 11 gets a hold of a box, it looks like someone took a staple remover and went like that down the fucking sides of it. It's wild. Yeah, Pi said, not the asshole because Muffin isn't paying any bills.
Exactly.
You don't know that, Pi. The cat could have 8 million followers on What are you gonna say,
I feel
Lexi?
like their roommate might be really like rejection sensitive and is for some reason taking the rejection of her cat as a rejection against her.
Yeah, but that falls under your fucking problem. You know? Mental I'm very, very understanding of mental illness, preferential things. Like, I know some people at work who have OCD. I have ADHD, and I'm also a Virgo, so I like things to be a certain way, you know? As we've seen when playing Supermarket together. Hi, Savage Shadow, how are you? But like, again, this is something you have to work on, not me. If you want me to help you, be like, hey, I have abandonment issues and the fact that you won't let my cat. But that's something, this is all about communication as well. Don't be passive. I hate passive aggressive. I'm full on aggressive if someone's making me angry. Like, hey, I don't like that. Don't do that. And I know so many people at work who are passive aggressive. I'm like, oh, I want to knock your fucking teeth through the back of your head.
See, I'm the passive aggressive type, but I'm the obvious passive aggressive. Like,
Same.
it's clear that that is what I am doing. It's not a subtle thing because I don't
Yeah.
like to get
Because it's
straight up angry.
Let me tell you something. I know when Stacy's angry with me. If I'm talking to her through text and I get a okay back, I'm like, oh God, what have I done? Because it's never just an okay. Never. You didn't disrupt Savage. We want people to talk with us. Yeah,
Yes.
Lily's weird. Lily's a weird one. The note and the cat treat were super cute. But you're Cancer, so passive aggressive sometimes just comes out. Yeah. Cancers do be like that. Cancers and Geminis, man. Hoo. Watch out. Scorpios too. Because my dad's a Scorpio, and he is the most sarcastic, passive aggressive motherfucker you ever meet in your life.
Oh yeah. My mom's a Scorpio, so
All right.
I know.
Can we have a devastating
But in
one?
the club, we all fam.
Hi, Queenie!
In the club, we all
I
fam.
picked kind of like simply one.
Simple
I
ones.
don't
That's
know
fine.
how-
I think I found one. Hold on.
I don't know how to judge. There's like one that I know everyone's gonna hate, the guy who wrote it, because he's an asshole.
Ooh, I like those. I found one. Where is it? No. That's not that one. Here it is. Okay, so I have one that I heard this on Smosh Pit, and I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a lot. Okay? So, y'all ready? This is gonna make every person here fucking furious. Okay? Just so we're all on the same page here. Some of y'all are gonna be real upset with this person. Not with the person who wrote it, the person they're talking about. Okay. Title is, I am seriously contemplating divorcing my husband over a prank. I'm sorry it's a long vent, but I honestly feel so much rage. My husband and I are both 32 years old with a 6-week-old baby. We have been together 7 years. Pranking each other has been something we do, especially early in our relationship, as a bit of fun. He has been known to take them too far at times, and I don't know what to think. Hold on, I want to get this Discord window so I can see all 4 of your faces. Because, oh, I made it too small. Hold on.
Oh no.
Oh, we gone.
Oh,
You're back.
We're gone.
Oh no.
Okay,
We're back.
I can't do that.
We're back.
Apparently I can't do that. I'm not allowed to do that. Okay. Okay. It's a relationship, a bit of fun. He's been known to take them too far at times, and I don't know what to think. Since I've been home with baby, he has continued playing pranks, and my tolerance is very low. Between sleepless nights and all the hormones, I find myself absolutely raging at him for these pranks. And he tells me I am being too serious, I am no fun, and I am a quote, chronic overreactor, whatever that is. I can see Stacy's already filming. 3 pranks in particular have angered me to the point of tears, raging out, and now I am contemplating divorce. Prank 1 was pretending to have cut his fingers off in the garden. He dragged it on for ages and put fake blood around, not just a quick little joke. Prank number 2 was making coffee for our guests with my breast milk.
Oh.
I am having trouble pumping, so I don't have much stored away. I was so angry and embarrassed. And lastly, okay, first off, we have 2 mothers here. Exactly, Sarah. That is criminal food tampering. Keep how you feel in, and I'm gonna read you the last prank. This one made me fucking scream when I heard this. And lastly, prank 3 happened today, and I feel it is my final straw. Last night, I was hinting about breakfast in bed, so this morning he brings me in a coffee, toast, and some chocolates. What I assumed was peanut butter on my toast was in fact our baby's poop. And as I have severe sinus issues, I didn't realize and took a small bite. I spat it out straight away. He laughed hysterically and I told him to get out. He later messaged me and said all his workmates thought it was hilarious, which is just embarrassing on top of all it all. I am just so angry, hurt, and sad, but I also I don't feel myself yet after having my baby, so I don't know. Am I overreacting? Would you consider these pranks way too far? They aren't the only ones, the ones that I have caused massive fights. He also sets off alarm bells while I'm sleep deprived.
I think she's underrated.
I would murder him. I would murder him and bury him in the backyard. Me too, Saturday.
On the next episode of Deadly Women.
That's felonious. And that is assault. What he did to her. Stacy, how do we feel? What would you do? First of all, Curtis would never. But if he ever did, because he knows he'd be dead in the backyard, Chloe would be shitting on him every morning.
I don't even have words. Like the rage that I am currently feeling on her behalf
is wild.
I want to find him.
I want to find him. I will find you. I have a very particular set of skills. I will find you, and I will feed you your baby shit.
Sleep with the house.
Yeah,
like just want to have a conversation with him.
The first one with the fingers.
I don't. I want to beat his fucking ass.
That's awful.
Yeah.
There's not going to be much
It's not divorce worthy, but it's awful.
Yeah.
Because literally every time Curtis calls me, if he calls me while he is working,
you're like, oh, he's dead.
I already know something has happened.
Mm-hmm.
And then he always follows it up with, I'm okay, but immediately, I would rather you had just not told me.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing until you get home.
Yeah.
So it gives me that feeling.
Like, my parents call me at if they call me after 6 p.m., I'm like, oh God. They're both in their 70s and they never call me. So when my mom calls me at like 8 o'clock at night, I'm like juggling the phone. I'm like, oh God, Dad's in the hospital, or Mom broke another limb somehow. And when I'm
Right.
like, hello, what's going on? Are you okay? She's like, yeah, hi, what's going on? I'm like, is Dad okay? She's like, yeah, why? I'm like, why are you calling me at 8 o'clock at night? You're old. Go to bed. Like, I get so mad that she doesn't immediately say, oh, no, everything's fine. I'm so sorry. Like, makes me so mad.
But
I agree with dancing. I bet he shoved her face into the wedding.
Oh, absolutely. After she asked him not to,
Ooh.
like
Yeah.
Yeah.
after she
God.
expressed to him
Don't do this.
multiple times, don't do it.
Do you know how expensive it is to get your makeup done for your wedding? I do.
It's very expensive.
Do you know what's
And the
even
cake.
more
The cake is
expensive?
also expensive.
You know what's even more expensive? Yeah, the cake. And you know what is the best $250 I have ever spent? Divorcing the person I paid all that money for. Best investment of my life. But yeah, I don't like.
Second prank though? No. You would have had me gone at that second prank.
Oh.
Absolutely not.
First
Absolutely,
of all,
because I actually firsthand know what it's like to have the supply issues.
Yeah,
So
if you poured that down the sink, I would have the same reaction.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I would be like, no, absolutely not.
And
We're
not
gonna be
just
living in
that.
different houses. But
not
to do that and feed it to someone who
Who-
didn't
consent.
express consent to that,
Yeah.
and then also on top of that, make it a joke against your wife.
Yeah. Like listen, pranks, I hate pranks, right? Because they turn into shit like this. A good prank is something like I show up on, because I'm always having issues with my fucking sound system because I'm a boomer and don't know what the fuck I'm doing. A good prank would be me connecting to the Discord and everyone pretending to talk. I'm like, hello? Hello? And I'm like freaking out because I can't figure it out. And everyone starts talking like, oh, prank. Or like, I don't know. I think I heard someone like putting shaving cream in an oven mitt or something like that. So when you put your hand in, you're like, ah. But like, that's funny.
So
This is not. This is felonious. Like, you're poisoning people.
it's emotional abuse.
Yeah. It's full on abuse. When you feed someone excrement, that is full on, you're poisoning them. You should go to
Oh.
jail for that.
I am someone who is always down for a good prank. I
Exactly,
get my
Saturday.
husband all the time, okay? I'll hide in the shower and wait for him to come home because as soon as he gets home, he goes straight to the bathroom.
I would stab
and
you.
I'll scare him.
'Cause
I'm scared.
My response is, ha! Every time I get scared. I would stab you
I
on
have-
accident.
Oh, my camera
Oh,
fell.
there she go.
I will send you a video. Because I have a video of where I scared him. And he giggles about it still to this day. But there is a point where it is not okay.
Yeah. Like,
I'm gonna fix my camera now.
I can't understand people. Even those videos of like scaring my husband over the course of a year, and it's like fucking 200 shots of her scaring the shit out of him. Stop it! Leave that man alone. That's awful. I have a very severe startle response because I have my reasons. I don't like being startled like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes me not, if someone does that over and over and over again, it makes me not feel safe in my own home. So I cannot, and I know it's irrational to feel that way, but
No, it's not irrational.
No.
Curtis will accidentally startle me and be like, "Who did you think it would be?" I was
What
like, "I don't know. That's why I got scared."
dude, at work today, I was running something up and someone just came and stood slightly behind me and I went to turn to look. I was like, ah, my God, what the fuck are you doing? And they were like, what do you mean? Like, I scared them because they scared me. It was crazy. But yeah, I'm like a cat with cucumbers, man. You can't do it. You can't just sneak up on me like that. It's not okay. There is an update.
I hope it's divorce update.
Divorce.
There are two updates. First update. I have had a very brief chat with him. He came home. I was in the master bedroom with baby and told him to go away, so he sat in the lounge room, ordered himself KFC delivery, and gamed. I went down and flatly said, "On what planet was what you did this morning appropriate?" I would have much more choice words. Oh, he straight out said, "You should have seen the look on your face," and began hysterically laughing again. Oh, yeah, let's not forget, this man told everyone at work what he did.
Yeah.
That's
Humiliation.
so
I love
embarrassing.
that part.
I hate humiliation things. Like, there's streamers who do humiliation shit. You will never see me do that shit ever in my life.
Right, like best case scenario, absolute best case scenario he could have done with that prank if he was determined to do it would be at least stop her before she took a bite.
Yeah,
Like, no, I was just kidding.
Or being like, "Oh, it's our baby's poop," and she's like, "Blah." He's like, no, I'm just kidding. It's peanut butter. I'm so sorry. It's peanut butter. I'm still gonna throat chop you, but I didn't. But in that case, I didn't actually put shit in my face. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, don't actually feed someone human shit. Anyway. The look on your face and began hysterically laughing again. I kept my cool and said he wasn't welcome in the bedroom tonight. I'm going to go to my sister's for a stay. I don't know any further plans at this time. It has been a long 6 weeks, and if anything, the next week I want to spend catching up on some sleep and being able to enjoy my baby. That's another part. This is a new mom.
Yeah.
Like,
Her postpartum
He's hanging
hormones,
out
her
by a
sleep
thread.
deprivation.
Yeah.
yeah, Saturday.
And you just know he's not getting up to help with the baby in the night.
Oh, of course he's not. And the baby's not going to be like, "You know what? I can tell Dad is a man-child. I'm going to sleep through the night tonight, Mom. You got this." Like, that's not... it's not how babies work.
I just now realized that it probably means that there was human poop on their cutlery and plates.
Yep. That plate would have to be thrown out, especially if it was a plastic plate.
What's
Like,
that song they sing on TikTok? You
what?
can't eat at everybody's house.
Yeah, oh my God, you really fucking can't, dude. Yeah, dude, I don't understand this man. It's sadism, you know? And what Saturday said, "I chew a coworker out for telling me that shit." If I hear men at work talking about, "My wife is so dumb, she couldn't figure out the Wi-Fi password, da 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 da." I'm like, then fucking help her, you fucking dick. Tell her what the fucking password. What are you talking about? What do you mean? And he's like, "Well, we gotta call the cable guy to come fix it." I'm like, "Oh, your wife is so stupid that you, sir, had to call out a technician for a password? Fuck out of here." Like, I would, if one of my coworkers told me that they fed their new wife, or their newly, how do I say this? Their wife, who is a new mother, their own baby shit, I would report them to the police. I would not. You'd have to walk me out of the building. I would beat him to death. Oh, God. Old ball and chain wife. Yeah. Oh, the old ball and chain says I'm not allowed to go out and bowl tonight. Well, it's her birthday. Go hang out with her, you fucking asshole. Okay, last update. So I actually had a pretty okay sleep last night. This is kind of long. So I actually had a pretty okay sleep last night. Baby slept for 2 4-hour chunks after having a bottle of formula overnight, which is the most I have slept in a long time. Good for you. My husband is now giving me the silent treatment and acting annoyed at me, which I've come to realize is what he does if things don't go his way. He will sulk about things until I give in. Narcissist. I've had a lot of time to read replies and really look back on a lot of things and realize that he uses pranks and jokes as a way to be horrible to people and gain attention. His parents think think it's funny. Jesus. And that he is a hilarious goofball when in reality he isn't. I look back and so many have she wrote this weird. I look back and so many have been so awful and mean. Even in 2018, he gave a friend a marijuana gummy before a flight from San Francisco to Australia, and that's like a 10-hour flight. Or it could be 10 to 13 hours. And his friend had a panic attack in the bathroom on the plane. Easily the worst place you can have a panic attack, by the way. In a closet on an airplane. And he still laughs about it and thinks it's one of his greatest tricks. He has accidentally let my pet Budgie out that I had prior to when we met, but now I look back and I'm almost certain that he did it on purpose, as he doesn't like animals. Oh, he is a psychopath. And always said birds were dirty animals. Says the man who fed his wife shit. Sorry. What I have really noticed looking back is not just the pranks, but he has zero care of if someone is worried or upset about a trick, and in fact eggs him. She wrote this weird again. Zero care if someone is worried or upset about a trick. It in fact eggs him on more and more, and he goes to great lengths to trick people into a state of upset, then will laugh and brag about it, which just leads me to think he has no empathy for another human being. By the way, she's so upset there was no punctuation through that entire paragraph. That's why it was really hard for me to get through. I was trying to figure it out. Thank you, Shire. Appreciate it. When I got back from the hospital, he had convinced me our new TV in the bedroom had been dropped and broken with a cracked fake screen, and I told him then I'm too tired for jokes, so it should have been enough for it to stop. The messing around with my sleep was the start of me losing my mind and raging out on him. You're coming home from the hospital with a brand new baby, and you're going to be in bed for a few days, and you have a TV in your bedroom, and your husband pretends it's broken after you just gave birth to your child. She just gave you a child. Can you? Oh, God. What an awful fucking creature.
Sounds like he likes to start shit for attention.
Yeah, it sounds like he just, again, doesn't know how to regulate his emotions and likes to make other people feel as bad as he does. Ultimately, I have lost trust in him. Even if he says no pranks again, I will not believe him, as he has said that before and then planned an elaborate month-long prank. Jesus. I don't want him pranking my baby. Oh. He constantly tags me in pranks on Facebook involving kids, and he will 100% do it, as some I've said are not cool, and he says it's character building. He has no respect in reality, and even the stupid things he does, like leaving his own poop on the side of the toilet for me to find, or waking the baby or wetting the car seat before I hop in, are just blatant displays of disrespect. My sister is on her way to pick me up, and I'm going to have a week away and most likely get legal advice regarding separation.
Yeah,
At this
hopefully
point, I think
you
she-
go to court for full custody, because that's
Full
Yeah.
custody and protection.
Yeah.
Like, I would have a restraining order against that man, because I don't know what he's going to do to my kid.
Yeah.
if he was doing this when he was nice and when he was your supposed love of your life, what is he gonna do when he's your quote unquote enemy? Like,
Dancing says absolutely not. Character building is going down the metal slides, not pranking a child. Amen,
burning hot
Dancing.
slides in the summer.
Saturday said, kidnap the baby. Lol, just a prank, bro. Yeah, no, he absolutely would do that. He would take the child from her and disappear just to fuck with her. God, I hate people.
No, he wouldn't be the one to disappear. He would leave the baby with like a friend, and so
So
that he
what
could
is
be
going
there
on?
or panic.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But I don't know where the baby is. Oh.
You just drop it off with his mom, but not tell her where.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Be just frantically. Oh, my
We went to the
God.
park, and I turned my back for 1 second.
1 second, and now he's go. Oh, wacky crazy. All right, that was. Fuck that guy. He's not.
Yeah.
He's not even an asshole. He's like Mike Myers.
That's a criminal.
Like,
that's
he's
that's
awful.
a criminal. That's what that is.
He's terrible. He's felonious. Felonious penguin.
Felonious intent.
Yeah. Dude, I like. How do people like that? How did he convince this woman to marry him? That, like.
It's probably like fun to be around when you're in your 20s and you're just goofing.
Yeah, but once you have, a person you're
Yeah.
responsible for.
I'm sure the pranking like escalated exponentially as the years went by, and she matured and he didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
a very-
He's going to have a great time
very-
until he pulls the shit on someone who crashes out. Yeah, sir. That's me.
Mm-hmm.
That would be me. If anyone ever, like, just awful. And
It
then
does give a good sibling vibe.
my thing is, like, humiliation, right? Like, a private prank. I can tell them, hey, I didn't dig that. I didn't like that. Like, I know you think it's funny. I don't. I don't like that. Please don't do that. But, like, even with the age of, like, TikTok and stuff like that, like, I see pranks on TikTok all the time, and I'm like, that's disgusting what you did. Like, I saw this video where this guy took all of his girlfriend's, like, expensive makeup and, like, put mayonnaise or something in it. Like, he dumped out all of her makeup into the sink and then, like, replaced it with other shit, or he just, like, smashed it with a hammer.
So expensive.
I can't remember exactly what it was. And she came into the room, and he's recording her like, look, babe, now you don't have to worry about it. You're beautiful as you are. And it's like, bro, what if she's not wearing makeup for you? 1. 2, like, that's such a violation of someone's, like, like, I spent money on that. This is something I care about. Why would you want to destroy it? Like, but if she trashed his PS5, she'd be the bad guy. Absolutely.
Exactly.
And, like, I see comments on these videos that are like, lol. Like, I would be horrified. I would be humiliated, and I don't like that feeling. So as soon as a significant other or even a friend makes me feel humiliated, I don't want to be around you anymore. I don't trust you. I don't trust you to be a safe person anymore. You know? I'd take him to small claims if it was enough destroyed. It's not about getting the money back. It's about sending a message. Yeah, no. If I came home and my significant other had smashed something of mine in the house, I'm like, cool, what do you love most? Because I'm going to destroy it. I'm an eye for an eye kind of gal. What are we fucking up? But anyway, Lexi, you have more lighthearted stories after that one. Would you like to give us a little palate cleanser? That one is a heavy one.
I'll do another one that involves a kid, but it's much more lighthearted. So this is, am I the asshole for not being mad at my daughter and thinking she's actually pretty funny?
Okay.
So this is a ridiculous situation that I feel like an asshole just for posting, but my wife is legitimately peeved. So Reddit, tell me if I'm too blinded by amusement to see clearly, or is this objectively funny?
Okay.
My
Baby!
Hi there, little guy.
He's like, ah! What are we doing?
Here's the word title.
I just saw him come into frame and, ah!
I need some water.
Okay, you steal my water instead of drinking your own water?
Seems fair.
Thank you. Okay, bye-bye.
Possession is 9/10 of the law, Mom.
So, I, 43 male, and my dad, 64 male, used to love taking adventures as kids, where the guy is a kid. Okay. But he slowed down a lot recently meeting his father. He wrote this really weird.
Yeah, isn't that fun?
He still loves spending time with my daughter, who's 12 female. My dad decided to introduce my daughter to his favorite childhood shows, and for whatever reason, she loves them.
Okay.
Star Trek, Bonanza, the Andy Griffith Show, everything. And she's hooked. She thinks it's all fantastic. So the fun fact about my daughter is she loves Googling fun facts. Her favorite phrase is, "Did you know?" Like, we'll drive past a sign saying we're X miles from a location, and she whips out her phone and says, "Did you know X location is the salamander capital of the world?" It's
Lexi,
really cute.
Lexi, did your father write this? Did your father write this about you? Is this story actually about you?
It's a girl who, after my own
That's
heart.
a kindred spirit for you.
Exactly. I was like, this is perfect. So last week, my daughter comes downstairs and said, "Did you know ABC made Burt Ward take pills to shrink his dick?" Totally deadpanned. Didn't even crack a joke. When I tell you, I wheezed. She showed me the article, and yes, they did, in the 60s. What a time. But my wife was so mad. She told my daughter never to use that word and that we were going to wash her mouth out with soap.
Oh,
But in
don't do that.
parentheses, this is an empty threat.
That is abuse. That is abuse. Do not put soap in your child's
He did
mouth.
say that he wasn't actually going to do that.
Right. Just
my
for all
daughter
you
pouted.
following along at home, don't do that. That is abuse. Anyway, go ahead.
My parents did Tabasco sauce. I also think that was terrible.
That is also abuse.
My daughter pouted and went about the rest of her day.
Okay.
The next day, she told my dad, who didn't believe her at first, then absolutely lost it when she pulled up the article again. I can't remember the last time I saw him laugh so hard. For those of you who don't know, Burt Ward is the guy who played Robin, Dick Grayson's Robin, specifically, for Batman.
Okay. To shrink his.
Yes, Batman's Robin.
They made
Yes,
They needed his winky to be. Is this an
They
action?
made him take medicine
Why
to
didn't
shrink his penis.
Why didn't they just tuck it? Anyway, go ahead.
It was the 60s. I don't know.
Why didn't they just Buffalo Bill that shit?
Maybe they tried.
Oh.
You know, you exhaust all your other options first.
They're like,
Eating milk by your
Jesus, man,
own
what do
choice.
you feed it?
Exactly, which is why it's funny. So it
Okay.
was like, why would you do that? But my wife came out when she heard him laughing and was told about my daughter bringing up the article again.
Yeah.
And that my wife told her that she was in big trouble. Well, today, one of my wife's friends called while the girls were having a play date, and you'll never guess what my daughter did. You'll never guess in a million years. Go on. Guess.
Talked about the dick shrinking meds again.
Yes, she told the story to her little friend.
I'm
who
curious
also
as to
thought it
what
was hilarious.
I'm curious as to what medication that is.
I don't know. You could probably
Anyway.
Google it.
What? Maybe not.
Her mother did not think it was funny. Wife is furious and says that we need to come up with a punishment, but I don't want to punish her. I think if we stop making a big deal about it, she'll get bored of it eventually. My wife's argument is that she's doing it for attention. Well, duh, she's 12. She's going to learn about this stuff.
Oh, she's
in health
12
class
and talking
anyway.
like this?
Yeah. So might as well get the giggles out of her system now. Am I the asshole for not supporting my wife and dragging my heels and punishing my daughter? My wife says that even if I'm right, we need to at least punish her for disobeying us.
That's where I was thinking.
Can
The
I
harder we come down, the harder she'll push back.
can I say something as someone who is not a parent?
Mhm.
And then the parents can say whether I'm way off or not. I think encouraging her sense of humor is a good thing. But a 12-year-old girl talking about a man's penis is not appropriate. Yes, it was funny because it's like, wait, what did you just fucking say? Like, that is funny, but it should not have happened more than once. She should not be parroting this. Yeah, she got positive reinforcement from 2 adults in her life, 2 adults that she loves. But her mother, who was a 12-year-old girl at one point, understands that that's not okay. You shouldn't be talking like that in public because you're going to say that to someone who you shouldn't say that
who's had
to.
siblings, like my brothers would say penis all the time, so I said penis since I was like
Right.
6. I don't think it's like.
But if
out of
I said something like that, my dad would be like, Lorraine. Like, he would laugh, but he'd be like, Lorraine, do not ever. Do not ever say that again. That is, it's very funny. You made a funny joke. That's inappropriate. Don't do it again. And if I was like, okay, and then I did it again, I think the problem here is the parents are not being a united front, which is what parents are supposed to be as much as possible. Yeah, you can disagree, but you have to come. Your kid can't see the other side of the coin. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, dad thinks it's funny and mom's being mean. Now, mom is the bad guy and mom is the stick in the mud. And I don't think that's fair because the mom is trying to instill some sort of like, hey, not something we talk about in polite company. And then because the dad didn't reinforce that and be like, hey, your mom said you're not supposed to do that, don't do that. It's just like when, Mom, can I go out and play? Go ask your father. Or like, Mom, can I go out and play? No. And then you go ask your dad and you're like, Dad, can I go out and play? If his first response isn't, what did your mother say? That's a problem. That's not a united front. So, I don't know. I think the dad isn't taking it as serious as he should. I think the mom's being a little, maybe a little harsh about the joke itself. But the disobeying, yeah, absolutely. That's not acceptable, especially at 12. Because she's going to be 13 next year and she's going to be a fucking headache.
As someone who works with this age group, they latch on to that positive reinforcement to negative behaviors and will keep repeating that without understanding that it's not okay. So I do believe there at least needs to be like a sit down and like, hey, this isn't appropriate. Yes, it was funny because you caught us off guard.
Yeah.
But it's not appropriate, and
We don't want you to talk like that.
will be a punishment.
Yeah.
So,
Moms, what say you?
For me, it was funny when she said it to Dad. Mom probably overreacted initially, but said, hey, don't do it again. And she did it again to Grandpa. Grandpa thought it was funny.
And then a second time.
Those 2 cases not punishable, but definitely a talking.
Yeah.
Then going and saying it to her other minor child, 12-year-old friend, that's where it crossed the line. Because you don't know what family their situation is.
Yeah, what their values are.
And for me, as terrible as it is, she's a 12-year-old girl making dick jokes to 2 grown men.
Yeah.
They might be her family, but that sets a precedent. Like,
yeah.
You can't, she needs to know that that's inappropriate.
That's how you raise a pick-me.
With my own kids, it's very much, I never tell them things are bad. I always just tell them it's inappropriate or it's for grown-ups.
Yeah.
Because I don't want them to ever think, language isn't bad. It's what you use it for.
Yeah.
Is what makes it good or bad. Words are not bad. It's what you use them for that make them good or bad. And then it's also circumstances and the people you're with. Because you're not going to be able to prevent it. You just won't. They're going to get around other people. They're going to hear it. They're going to learn it. They're going to use it. But teaching them when you can what's appropriate around other people.
Yeah.
And I think
In mixed company.
obviously, yeah, washing your mouth out with soap, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
No.
That's you lose
And he did say it was an
Wi-Fi
empty threat.
privileges
He
kind of
would never do
punishment.
that.
It's not. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not physical abuse punishment.
Also, putting non-edible things in your child's mouth and forcing them to keep them, or like something that will hurt your child and forcing
Yeah.
that's not okay. I've never understood that. That's to me that's abuse. I don't know how
Yeah.
some people raise their kids. It's not
No,
for me to
it's-
say, but I think it's abuse to do that to
Yeah.
a child.
So
So I think mom is.
agree. Yeah, I would mostly agree. The only thing is, I'm like, I think it's very circumstantial. She told the joke to her dad, to her grandpa, and then to her friend. She wasn't saying it like at school to like a bunch of people. My issue is that it sounds like she has unfettered access to the internet if she's just Googling these facts.
Yeah, that's a
I was like,
problem as well.
That is what seems scary.
Yeah, a
But
12-year-old
I
with
agree that, like, it sounded like after the first time her mom was like, hey, I didn't like that. After the second time, her mom was like, definitely don't do that. And she pushed that boundary. So I don't think it's necessarily like the fact that she told her friend, because I think testing out jokes with friends is an important part of like developing your sense of humor.
yeah.
But it's the fact that her mom specifically told her not to do that. And she did.
And as far as
So.
the dad, right? Again, not a parent, but if I when I was a little shit when I was younger. Yeah, nothing nothing is scarier than a 12-year-old girl with unfettered access to Google. I don't think I know of anything
But
scarier
she
than
was
that.
like watching the Andy Griffith show. So she's
Right.
not gonna have
But
she's gonna have that mannish sense of humor, you know?
the other side to that is like if my mom and I used to argue a lot when I was growing up because, I was a 14, 15-year-old girl and I knew better than everybody. And my mom would my mom and I would get into arguments. And my dad would let us argue. But the moment it crossed over into me saying something inappropriate or a little too mean, like I didn't go from saying, this is how I feel and this is how you made me feel, and I changed it to attacking my mother as a person instead of what we're talking about, that's when my dad would go, hey, no, we don't do that. Absolutely not. And it was that united front that I saw, right? That made me realize, this is how, what? Your kids will see how you and your spouse interact, and that's how they think relationships are supposed to go. So if mom is being made out to be the, uptight fuss budget, and dad is the cool laid back dude, then she's going to think, as long as I'm okay with something, it doesn't matter what my spouse thinks. You know what I'm saying? I think that the father, yes, be a father, let her develop her, but you also have to be your spouse's partner in this. So if your spouse is uncomfortable with something that your child is doing, they express to you that I don't want her to do that. And you're just like, bah, that's not okay. Even if you don't agree with it fully, you have that
Curtis
talk
and
with
I
her.
rarely contradict each other in front of the kids.
Yeah.
Like if he or I make a choice that we don't agree with, we talk about it after the fact. Like if he says no to something and I say yes, he'll let them go ahead and do the thing that I said yes to. But afterwards be like, hey, just so you know, I said no to that.
I don't
And
like that. Yeah.
so, and then we discuss it. Or if it's like a foot down situation, like I said no and you said yes, but you're still saying yes after you know now that I said
I've
no.
said no.
Then we make the other person go back and say, you know what? I was wrong.
Yeah, I was wrong.
Not your mom. I was wrong.
And let me tell you something. a few times I got away with momming and popping my dad and my mom, where my dad was very much a, yeah, go do what you want as long as you're not lying in a pool of your own blood by the end of the day. I'm fine with it. Like, but my mom was like, no, you can't go play in the swamp with your friends for the next 8 hours. It's August in Florida. Are you kidding me? But I'd be like, oh, well, Dad said yes, so here I go. And then I would come home for like lunch or something, and my mom was like, where have you been? I was like, I was outside playing in the swamp. She's like, didn't I tell you no? And I was like, well, Dad said it was okay. And my dad was like, what? What'd I do? Like from the other room. And my mom's like, did you tell her she could go play in the swamp? He's like, yeah. And she's like, did you know I said no? And he would just walk into the room and glare at me. Like, no, I didn't know that. Do you want to maybe explain to me why you... And I was like, oh! And at that point, they were not mad at each other. They were very mad at me. And I got grounded for a week during summer vacation. That's an eternity to an 8-year-old. So that is when I'm sure they talked about it later to be like, hey, next time she asks you to, can you maybe double check to see if I ask? And then I figured that out, and then I lied. Be like, oh yeah, Mom said it was fine. He's like, all right, cool, go for it. And then Mom, about an hour later, my dad is driving past in his truck. He's like, get in the truck. And I'm like, fuck! I'm gonna die today. And then I got grounded for 2 weeks, because 1 for lying and 2 for momming and popping. What are you doing? And that's a united front. I'm sure they argued about it later. Like, why did you believe a 9-year-old when she said yes to go? She said that I said yes to go doing something dangerous. He's like, well, I'm sure he was like, I don't think she's gonna die. She's like, you don't know her like I do. She's very capable of dying. Oh, no, I don't mind. Do you want me to turn your camera off? Would you be more comfortable?
I don't care.
Okay, cool. As long as you don't care, I don't care.
I'm not gonna dog bowl it. So.
I mean, I wouldn't give a shit if you did. But yeah, I don't know. I think that there's a better way of dealing with that than just being like, well, I think she's funny. Well, it's not just about you, dude. You came together with another person to make another person. Like, you gotta work together. At least until one of you dies or skips town. You gotta work together. Do you have another one, Lexi?
Of course I do.
Hell yeah.
This one is, am I the asshole for getting angry at my boyfriend over a video game? I did a lot of gaming. I was like, that's what we here for. Let's see. So a little backstory. I am a 20 female and my boyfriend is 21 male. He has a habit of backseat gaming when we play together. For example, we like playing Divinity Original Sin 2 together. He's kind of a power gamer and wants to be skilled up and perfectly efficient as he can. The problem is when we fight together, he will tell me what to do and what spells to cast on which characters to attack. I've told him multiple times that I want to play myself, but he still tells me what I'm doing is annoying because he says it's often not the best way to do it. But it takes away my fun since I think I don't want to have to think about the way that I'm casting.
Okay.
I lost myself. Where was I? Usually I tell him 2 or 3 times and he will stop for that gaming session. But the next time we play again, it starts happening. Now to the actual situation. I was playing Final Fantasy 15? Are there 15 of them? I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
It's XV, which I think is 15.
I'm not going to correct you.
With him next to me. When I went to the bathroom, I came back and he had the controller. No big deal. But when he told me he changed the equipment of my characters to make them more efficient, I kind of blew up at him. I was so angry because what he does sucks all the fun out of the games I'm playing. He says that I'm out of line for being angry because it's only a game and he was helping me. I do feel bad because it really is just a game, and surely he wanted to help, but why is he always pushing to power game? Am I the asshole?
Did
Is she just mad at him, or did they break up over this?
She's just wondering if she's an asshole in this situation. They're not breaking
Okay.
up or anything. She's like, am I overreacting because this thing keeps happening and I'm upset about it?
my question is, did she mention having a conversation with him about it?
Yes, she says that she tells him 2 or 3 times a gaming session to stop it.
Okay, but has she sat him down and said, "Hey, listen, I know you want to help."
But the thing is, I don't think he's listening to her. If
Yeah.
if someone is telling you 2 to 3 times every time you game with them
To stop
to please
it?
stop telling you how to game,
Yeah.
and you're not picking up the hint that maybe they don't want your advice or that your advice is unsolicited, that's on you, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. It, as a streamer, I can say it is pretty irritating. We don't get very many backseat gamers, but the few times
No.
we have, like, they're like, "Hey, go down this thing here, do that." And I'm like, "Okay, can I find it myself?" Like when I was playing Mortuary Assistant, and I don't even know if that person, I don't think they still watch. This person, like, every time I turned a corner, was like looking at something. They're like, "Oh, you got to do this with that," and it's like, okay, can you please let me figure it out? If I ask the chat for help or I ask a question, yes, but like I don't want you to help me. But like also taking the controller and completely changing the build of her character, I would freak the fuck out too. If I'm honest, I would freak the fuck out too. It just shows like it shows a complete lack of like giving a fuck what someone else is trying to do. You know?
It wasn't his game, so
Yeah.
why? And there's so many different types of gamers. Some people don't play the game to win.
Yeah.
We're just here to experience and have fun.
Yeah, that like when we play Fortnite, like I don't give a shit if I die. Trust me, y'all have seen me. Y'all have seen me game. The amount of times I died, the dumbest shit. I have a redemption, dumb ways to die, because I know it's going to happen. I will find a way to die in Animal Crossing. Like like I'll figure it out somehow. I'll find it and I'll do it.
One of those like read the room kind of situations. Like when I play video games, I do like to win. I like to get things right. I like to be good at it.
Yeah.
However, I also know when I'm playing with my friends, it's silly goofy time.
Yeah. Like when we play Lethal
So-
Company, unless we're all on the same page, like we're gonna try to get to 10,000, quota or whatever the fuck.
Mhm.
Even in headliners, when we're trying to do really well, we all know when we're playing headliners, and we see that number go up to 34,000, we all go, okay, lock in. But we're not like, Fallen, you should go up here and do this, or you should take pictures of that, or hey, da 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 da. Like, that's not, we don't do that because it's irritating. And if I had a partner who was just like, why didn't you throw this spell? Why don't you shut the fuck up? If you want to play, start your own save. I don't care.
It sounds like he doesn't want to play with someone else. It sounds like he just wants to play with himself.
Yeah.
So like, just do that. When I play with my twin, we play a Diablo 3 a lot. She knows that if I pick up better gear, I'm not going to put it on until the gear is pretty. I will only put on pretty gear so that my
Saturday-
character is pretty.
Saturday just said, I'm one of those people who picks the equipment to offer
Yes!
the nice style before function. So I'd be
Lexi,
upset.
are you talking about me with Baldur's Gate?
It's gotta be pretty.
Oh.
Giant pink. I'm gonna like transmute it into a prettier robe. I need it to be pretty.
Well,
I
yeah.
don't
have-
need it.
Look, I am in the same way. I still have yet to change the base outfit of my characters in Boulder Gates when I play with Lexi because I cannot find pretty outfit.
That's what I liked about the Hogwarts Legacy game. You could put on the most ridiculous shit and it had the higher value, but you could make it invisible. So you still had all the stats, but you couldn't see the ridiculous fucking top hat on your head. You know, you could wear a cool outfit, but still have all this other crazy shit you couldn't see. You know, that still worked just as well.
Yeah.
It-
So
it
I'm like,
sounds
if
like-
level 2 is all the swamp gear and it's like all this like gnarly nasty stuff, and then level 3 is all the like celestial like pretty things.
Yeah.
I just won't put on anything new in the swamp area.
Yeah.
Wait till I get to like the pretty area.
Sparrow just said, if the better armor is ugly, I'll wait to unlock something that isn't ugly and is better.
Yeah.
I think you and Sparrow are kindred souls with gaming.
We should play together. We need to have someone who's gonna tank for us so that we can be the pretty ones.
See,
Yeah.
it sounds to me like she just wants to play for fun, play for vibes.
Yeah.
And he wants to pick me girlfriend that goes, baby, how do I do this?
What should I use against this?
You're so good. at games."
Anyway, you just want a follower.
I mean, when I used to not be a gamer whatsoever, and I was dating someone who played the Batman games. Oh, I love Batman Arkham Asylum, and I would sit there, but it was like understood that we're going to be sitting together, and I'm going to be like, he's trying to figure out a puzzle. I'm like, what if you go back the way you came and went to the right, and that's how we get through the thing. But if he was ever like, can you let me get through this? I'd be like, okay, yeah, sorry. Like that, and there was never like, you have to do this, or why would you put that on? Put this on. Mostly because I didn't care. I wanted to see the story parts, and I liked the puzzles, but I didn't know how to play games myself. I still don't, if I'm honest. You guys have seen me play. I still don't know how to play games, but I'm working on it. But yeah, like, I don't know. It's a respect thing too.
The thing is, if you're having fun, then you're playing the game right.
Yeah. I think, like, blowing up on him might have been the only way to get his attention as well.
Yeah.
Because there's some people you
Because
can...
obviously he's not listening every time you tell him.
Yeah.
Like
Like,
that's not active listening.
like, I know people at work where I'm like, hey, don't do that. And they're like, well, what if you... I'm like, hey, don't do that. And then they do it again. I'm like, hey! Fuck off! And they're like, what's wrong? I'm like, you're not listening. Go away. And they're like, oh, sorry. And then I'm the bitch. But that's fine. Because I got the same reaction either way. They went away. I'm fine with being a bitch. Because they're also not my boyfriend. Or husband. I think I would lose my shit if I'm telling my partner, hey, this is a boundary for me. And they're just like, fuck you. I'm going to tell you what. Oh, while you were up, I completely took over your game. What? Put it back. I would be mad. I have kind of a fun one
Yeah.
that might divide people. Do we have anyone here that has worked in the service industry? I know Sparrow has. Lexi, have you?
I've worked as a babysitter, a housekeeper, a lifeguard, a server, a hostess, a prep cook,
Server,
in
yes.
a nursing home.
So the answer to that question is yes.
Yes.
Stacey, you worked at Disney for a bit, so I know you kind of had to deal with...
I was a server.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You were. Sorry.
I worked in the kitchen. I worked as a server. I was a hostess. I was a manager.
Fallon, did you ever
I did it
work in
all.
the service industry?
Would
Mine
we
is at
con-
Cracker Barrel.
You kind of do now. but
Yeah, because I mean, I work in mental health. Would we consider that
well, okay.
service industry?
Okay, so Fallen, you're gonna answer whether this person is the asshole or not first,
Okay.
because I want to uniquely see someone else's,
Okay.
someone who hasn't been a server or a bartender or waitress, rather. Sparrow just said, "Oh my God, I also used to work at Cracker Barrel." Lexi, do you have a third twin that we know nothing about?
Are you country fresh?
Yeah,
I got shoved in the kitchen because I wasn't country fresh.
country fresh hell, dude. Are you guys soulmates and you just haven't found each other until right now?
I love
That's so great. All right. Am I the asshole for pretending to get fired when customers get a temper with me? I am a high schooler with a weekend job at a coffee shop. My coworkers who work weekends are James, the owner's son. He goes to my school. He's a shift manager, but it's not a real formal thing. He's a friendly guy. Danielle, a college student who sometimes works weekends too. So sometimes customers will come in and just be angry about such little stuff, like literally blow up about nothing. I don't know if they're in a bad mood already and looking for someone to take it out on or what, but it's a lot. Like, how sad does your life have to be for a grown-ass man taking your anger out on a high school and college student? So James and I were joking about having a little fun with them and hopefully getting them off our backs. One day, I was at work, and some guy was having a temper about how we didn't make the coffee hot enough, which I couldn't do a thing about because I gave it to him right out of the machine. So James came in and was like, "Sir, is there a problem here?" And the guy started ranting at him too. So he was like, "OP, original poster, this is unacceptable. You're fired." I started acting real sad, like, "No, please don't fire me. My family needs the money. I need this job, please." And he played up being a hard ass, telling me to take off my apron and leave. The angry guy started to backtrack, like, "It isn't that big of a problem. You don't need to fire her over it. I didn't mean it." And James was like, "No, we pride ourselves on the best customer service." Of course, after all that drama, I still had my job. We were just acting. And we've done it a couple times. Whenever a customer will lose their... And we've done it a couple times. Whenever a customer will lose their temper at Danielle or I, James will storm in and fire us. And almost every time the person who had come in angry will apologize and say that they didn't mean it. It's kind of satisfying, making people realize their actions might actually have consequences. Anyway, I was telling my friends from school about this, and a few of them thought it was a mean prank to let someone go away thinking they'd gotten someone who desperately needs the money they got fired. Am I the asshole for this joke? Fallen? Go!
Yes, because you're at work.
Hot
Simple
take.
as that.
We got a fucking hot take.
I deal with people on the phone all day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I've had people yell at me. I've been called names. I have been told that I'm stupid and I don't know what I'm doing. Never once have I thought it would be okay to act like I was getting fired.
Okay, but
And
you're,
I don't
you're talking
even
about,
work in...
so you're looking at it from
Service.
a professionalism side.
Yes,
Okay.
that's not okay because in the real world, yes, you have a job through your friend's dad.
Right. But
In the real world, that won't happen.
can I pose perhaps another
Here it
way to
comes.
look at this? Right? There is a big difference between you, grown-ass woman with a career, and a high schooler making fucking coffee.
Yeah. Yes, yeah.
And let me tell you something. There is nothing in this world more infuriating than a regular that comes in, is convinced you don't make it right, but they always find you and make you make it. I had someone like this when I was a bartender. They hated the way I made Long Island iced teas. So I would always make it, I'd put it out in front of them, say, here you go. And I would wait, because I know as soon as they took a sip, they're like, there's too much sour mix in this. There's too much blah, blah, blah in this. And I'm like, okay, well, you're an idiot, because sour mix isn't in this, but okay. I would take it to the back, act like I was dumping it out. I had a tin in the back, little tin shaker, and I would pour that same drink into the shaker, shake it up in front of her, put it in a glass in front of her, give her a straw, have her try it again. This is much better. It was, and they're just complaining to complain. Same people as like you give them a drink that's a double, and they're like, this isn't strong enough. You know what I used to do? I'd take alcohol straight from the bottle and pour it down the straw. So their first sip is just a tang of, oh my God. And then they just assume the rest of the drink is like that too. So they think they're getting fucked up and you're hooking them up without you over serving them. I personally would never have the guts to do something like this.
Mm-mm.
But if I did, juicy, juicy sweet. Stacy, how do you feel about it?
I think that they're not the asshole, not even a little bit. Because one, again, they're high school kids. You know?
Yeah.
And two, serves them right. Like, if you're gonna go
Yeah.
in there and be a dick just to be a dick.
Yeah, because
against
what's the
High
point?
school kids.
What is it you're looking for
And
here?
then, yeah, you deserve at the very least to walk out of there feeling bad that you did a bad thing.
That you showed your fucking ass. Hi, Bender. Lexi, how do we feel about it? Lexi's
It's
usually the
consequences.
Lexi. Yeah.
I just think it's consequences.
Look, here comes the
It's fine.
consequences of my actions
Here,
chasing
here.
me right now.
Nothing in those contracts that says they have to sit there and take your verbal abuse with no recourse.
Amen.
No.
Mhm.
Absolutely not. So no, if you want to sit there and
Same
you want to make a
Saturday.
statement, what are you hoping to get out of this? Do you want them to be fired? Here, look,
Yeah.
you're
That's the
fired.
other thing.
Look,
if
we
I
did
was
it.
a manager, I would have been like, so what do you want me to do? You want me to fire her?
What would
'Cause I
you
will.
have me
If
do?
You want her fired? She's gone. You say the word.
I mean,
Also,
You
what are you
could've been
hoping to
there,
get out of here? Do you want some weird power play? Is that
that's
that what you
exactly
complain for?
what it is. That is exactly what it is. And it used
yeah.
to drive me crazy.
Yeah.
You're taking your shit out on someone that you look down on because they sling drinks or they serve food, and you see that as a job that is not for someone who is educated or doing well. Dude, there are servers I know in Florida. If you work for the right restaurant or sometimes the right strip club, if you work for the right place, you can have almost a 6-figure salary. Because
the
you're
hardest job
good
to
at
get
what you
in
do.
Central Florida is serving on like iDrive at the resorts.
Exactly.
Not the
Yeah.
buffets, but like
'Cause
at the
you
actual
make
restaurants.
a fuck ton of money.
There's no turnaround. There's no turnaround in those jobs.
None. I was so lucky to get a job. It was a back of, a hole in the wall place, backstage billiards. You remember that, Stace?
Mhm,
I worked
yeah.
as a cocktail waitress at backstage billiards, and it was a slow night if I made under $300 in tips. For one 6-hour cocktail waitress, not even bartender, cocktail waitress shift. I made an absurd amount of money doing that shit. Of course, I was up till like 5 a.m. every day, but neither here nor there. And we would get people who would be assholes there too. And it's like, listen, man, just because I'm wearing short shorts and a tank top doesn't mean I won't put a fucking cue ball through your face. Don't fucking talk to me like that. What? It's just remember the movie Waiting? Don't
Mhm.
fuck with the people who handle your food. And it's a thing of respect too. There's no reason to talk to anyone like that. There's no reason. And you
Yeah,
can't.
like I had never I've never messed with anybody's food or drinks.
Oh, never.
when I
No,
was a
I've
server.
never.
I ever have.
I've never poisoned
However,
anyone.
However,
I've
you
given
as a
people
customer
decaf.
asking for me,
Like,
should understand that I could.
Yeah, you should know I have this. It is within my power to do so. So be fucking nice to me.
I've given people decaf coffee and unsweetened tea because I'm like,
Oh,
no.
yeah.
Like,
Oh, I've
Oh.
given people decaf coffee
Red.
so many times. People get real brave when they think you have to take their shit. Yeah.
Oh, give me decaf coffee. Oof.
Oh yeah, no, but see, some of these people, like I'm saying with there's so many times that someone's been like, you didn't make this drink right, and I'm like, what part of it do you not like? And they'll be like, I don't know, it's too sweet, madam. You ordered a gummy bear shot that has, first of all, has every type of alcohol in it, and every single one of them is a flavored alcohol. What do you mean it's too sweet? You ordered this. I'm like, okay, what would you like? A straight shot of gin? What do you want? Like, how do I help you? Help me help you. Being a customer service was fucking, and then working for Universal, I still don't know how I didn't get fired a couple times because, see, I worked at the Terminator 2 3D Battle Across Time attraction, and as such, I dressed like a security guard because I worked for Cyberdyne as security, and people were going in to see Cyberdyne's latest Terminator T whatever. And so a lot of people mistook me for actual security of the park. I don't think they thought ahead when they thought of these outfits. I really don't. And they'd come up to me and be like, hey, that guy over there is doing that. I'm like, oh, okay, security's that way. And they're like, you're not security? I'm like, no, I'm security for Cyberdyne. And they were just like, so why are you standing here? I'm like, I work at this attraction. And they're like, but why are you standing out front? I'm like, listen, guy, I ask myself these same questions every day. What do you want from me? I came to work, I put on this shit, and someone said, hey, go stand out front and talk to idiots for the next half hour. I'm just as upset as you are. What do you need? I think it was just like, so security's that way? I'm like, yeah, it's fucking that way. I'd be like, what time is the next show? And there's a big sign over my head in bright red letters, 10 o'clock. And I'd be like, next one's at 10. I can tell because there's a sign above my dome piece that says 10. See that? They'd walk up and be like, is this
you'd be like, oh, so you can't read? I can read this for you.
You see? You see? You don't have to speak English to read this. Or they'd be like, is this Terminator 2? And I'm like, I think so. Yeah, you should go ahead in. And they're like, okay. You just walk back. So many people started leaving me alone because I did not look friendly after a while. But yeah, fucking with customers is part of the joy of being in the service industry. But I think you are right. Fallen in your situation, it would not be a good move for you to do that.
And I've never worked as a server. This is the closest job I've had to customer service.
Saturday, that's evil.
I
I love that.
in your job currently, they told you like, hey, you might be verbally abused by children.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
it might.
I do. I
It
mean-
comes with the territory, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a 6-year-old go, fuck you, and I was like, okay.
Cool.
Can
We
we walk
don't
over
use that language. Saturday when Saturday when I was on the ship, we had styrofoam coffee cups. And I had a pencil in my hair,
Oh no.
and because I was like writing something down on my chief. Really nice guy. I would not have fucked with him if he hadn't been. He was like, "Is having a pencil in your hair part of the uniform, AT3?" And I was like, "I don't know. How's that coffee?" I just took it out, stuck it in the bottom of his coffee, and he was like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "Get out!" He never yelled at me for having a pencil in my hair again. It was amazing. It was such a good time.
Such a good reaction.
So yeah, I don't think they are the asshole. I think it's hilarious, and it must have been. Imagine the catharsis from that. Imagine the satisfaction they felt seeing. I would make a compilation of that shit, put it on a DVD, and watch it whenever I got sad. Like, of these people walking out of the restaurant like, oh no. It's probably a reality check they fucking needed. But I understand where you're coming from, Fallen, why you say it's not appropriate. Because you're coming from a more professional standpoint.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, a barista at a coffee shop during a summer job in high school ain't a professional. They want money to go to the movies. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that person will think about the consequences of their words next time. You would think, you'd hope. But some people are just fucking crazy. Lexi, do you have another one?
Okay. Dun dun dun.
That was
am I
a good
the
commercial break.
asshole
Uh-huh.
for gaslighting people as pranks?
See,
Yay.
my impression from that is a lot of people use gaslighting improperly.
Yeah. So, this is the situation. So this is weird. I was reading the comments section on a news website that where certain politician was gaslighting.
Okay.
Curious, I Googled it. Apparently, it's what manipulative sociopaths do to try to make people doubt their sanity by telling them false things happened or by telling them true things didn't happen. Correct? So here's the issue.
More or
Oh my
less.
God, you scared the crap out of me.
More or less,
Someone
yes.
snuck into the office. Okay.
He didn't announce his presence by this time, so we didn't know he was there.
It's scary. I do this all the time to coworkers, friends, and family. I find it funny, like a prank. Like telling a coworker our boss wanted to see him the next morning. And then when our boss tells him there was no meeting, I convince him that I never said that, and he believes me. Or telling my girlfriend to get me Bluebell ice cream. And when she does, tell her that I asked for Ben & Jerry's. So when she gets me Ben & Jerry's, I tell her I asked for Bluebell. Or calling my friend and asking him where he's at, pretending we had plans that we were going to hang out all day, when in reality, no such plans existed. I told all of this to my online friends, and they say I'm abusing people, whereas I think this is just a standard bait and switch.
No.
So am I the asshole?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. How do you...
Yeah.
When you do something that makes someone else feel bad, you're an asshole.
Yeah, and like, you... And who is... The thing that bothers me is they don't ever mention, like, but I tell them later, oh, I was just fucking with you. Like...
No, he never does.
Like, saying that... Like, I asked you to get me Ben & Jerry's. No, you told me to get Bluebell. No. I said Ben & Jerry's. I specifically remember it. And they're like, no, you told me. Be like, I'm so sorry. I'm just kidding. That's, like, again, pranks are supposed to be funny. These are not funny. Vehicles of abuse are not a prank. I can't, I can't stress that enough.
Manipulative sociopaths do, and I'm like, okay, so you're a manipulative sociopath.
Yeah, and from that point on, as soon as someone does that to me, first of all, gaslighting, people accuse other people as gaslighting, and sometimes when they're like, no, they're just lying. Those are different things. Just lying is very different than gaslighting, but purposely, like, changing, like, policing history so that you come out better by telling someone, no, you're wrong, I didn't say that, when you're like, I have it on a recording. Like, that's, I don't like, that's not fun. That's not fun or funny to me. No, they're the asshole. I don't like them. Fuck that guy.
Yeah. I was like, I think everyone can agree that this guy's the asshole. Why would you do that?
what did the comments say about this?
Everyone was like, "You're a sociopath.
Yeah.
What the hell are you doing?"
Why do you find this fun? I can't stress this enough. Pranks are supposed to be funny. They're not and like that cause very minimal, if any, emotional damage to someone. That shit would land you in the book of minor grudges with me. She gonna write you in her burn book, Beach. You going straight into the burn book. Yeah, no, that's not funny. I have one that might be heavy.
Ooh.
It's the first time I've seen it.
My
But-
next one's really fun, so until you're
Okay,
heavy,
so we
then
can
go back.
do yeah.
What?
Mine might be heavy. There's no trigger warnings on it, but it might be heavy. Yeah, prank should be a surprise startle at worst. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like-
Like that video I sent you.
Okay. Am I the asshole for bringing up my brother's premature birth? And they put premature in quotations. So am I the asshole for bringing up my brother's premature birth at Christmas dinner to get my parents to shut up? What do we think about the title?
What did
What could you
Why would they put
possibly do with
premature-
that?
well,
I don't
why
know.
would they put premature in
I know as much
quotations?
as you
Like,
do. I know
it
as
makes
much
me
as you do.
think it makes me think mom is the type to be like, oh, your brother, or was it boy or girl?
Boy,
Was
brother. Brother's
Premature, born premature.
Born
Oh,
Five
it's so
hours
stressful and
earlier than
traumatic.
we thought he was
right.
gonna be.
Right? It was so
a
traumatic
miracle
and
baby.
distressing, but really they were born like a week early.
Yeah.
Like
Like,
it's not like 3 months.
I was born a day early. I was supposed to be a
Right?
Libra.
Like,
I
did-
was born
did
a day
your
early. If my mom was
Was your-
like, "You were a premature baby," I would have been like, "Girl, shut the fuck up."
Like
No,
premature
the fuck I
to me, like legitimate premature baby would be like they spent a couple weeks in the NICU.
Yeah.
Not your
There's,
due date
like,
was a week
did-
from now.
I think
There's
anything
a no date.
over a month is considered premature, correct?
I believe
I
so
think
because I
it's
think
36
35 weeks. 35,
Yeah.
36 weeks is
The cutoff.
fully gestational, but like
Yeah.
full gestation. But before that, like my brothers were twins and they were born like 8 weeks early.
Oh,
Yeah, but
goddamn.
twins they're scheduled earlier. Like their gestation time is cut lower.
Yeah. Yeah, Saturday. I think it is a guesstimation because like there's no real way to know exactly when the conception. That's why
Yes,
It-
because the way they base pregnancy on is the date of your last period.
yes.
Mhm.
So
It
if
could
you
be
have irregular
more.
periods, or if you have like really long spans between your periods, that date is really
Yeah.
Very
They're like, you might, plan for September. Good fucking luck. Okay. I am a nurse practitioner and I am the primary care provider for a lot of low risk maternity cases at the practice where I work. I also work hand in hand with the doctors and midwives to create a healthy maternity, birth, and postpartum situation. My fiance is completing her residency. We live together and have for a few years. We aren't in any hurry to get married. We originally had plans to do so a couple years ago, but then we got really busy for 2 years. By the way, I don't know if this is I don't know what gender this person is. It is driving my very, very religious parents crazy that their youngest, son is living in sin.
I get it.
I don't really care. I'm an adult and I do what I want. We are getting married in June. So we are visiting my parents for Christmas. Excuse me. The way it came together this year, everyone is at my parents' house. So that's my folks, 3 siblings, myself and fiance, and 7 grandchildren. Jesus. So 17 people. Fucking shoot me in the face. I would rather knock my own teeth out and eat them than be in a home with that many people. Anyway, at dinner, my mom starts going on about how she is so glad that we are finally getting married and she won't be embarrassed at church anymore. Oh, that line made me so mad. She won't be
And
embarrassed.
now I understand why premature was in quotations.
Yeah. We are finally getting married and she won't be embarrassed at church anymore. And my dad says how proud he is of his 3 older kids who all either waited to get married before moving in together or got married right away after moving in together. My fiance was getting embarrassed and I was getting mad over the stupid argument we have had way too many times. And a family dinner was the last straw. Oh my God, the way I would flip the fuck out! Where the parents harping on him being late says, well, we can't, yeah. Oh, okay. I have asked them repeatedly to just accept that they cannot control how I live my life. I refuse to stay with them when I visit, even if I come home alone. Hotels are just easier. Jesus. So I started talking about a premature baby I had been reading about. It was almost 3 months 3 months premature and weighed 1.6 pounds. It was super strong and healthy for being born so little, and the NICU had high hopes for the baby doing well. My mom and dad both got deer in the headlights looks on their faces. Too bad. Should not have fucked around with my fiance's feelings. Wait, so I started talking about a premature baby. Oh, he's like, hey, did you guys hear about that premature baby? You know, I heard about that. One that was 3 months early. You guys remember that one? That's so funny. So I asked about my oldest brother. He was born almost 4 months premature. It's no fucking way.
Exactly.
No, but do you have the gestation of a hamster? How the fuck was your child born 4 months early? Ain't no fucking way. Is there a chance that we could check out the family album where we keep all the records of family births? I already know my brother was over 9 pounds. Oh, that's a big baby. And almost 23 inches long when he was born. My grandmother told me all about it the first time my parents tried to shame me. Oh, Grandma's a homie. The subject gets changed very fast. After supper, my parents told me that I should not try to embarrass them with private things that are not my concern. I told them that if I heard anything about my living arrangements ever again for the rest of my life, I would make sure to keep bringing up the fact that my mom was in her 2nd trimester when they got married. My parents are mad at me for telling them how to behave in their own home, but my fiance is happy that they seem to be off the subject for good. Am I the asshole?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. And Grandma's a fucking ride or die. She's like, y'all motherfuckers gonna sit up here and act all high and mighty? Are you fucking kidding me? Let me tell you something about you that you don't fucking know.
End up on your high horse.
Dude, also, I want to point out that I read Am I the Asshole posts sometimes where the OP's family is being a dick to their significant other, and the OP just sits back and takes it.
That's nothing. Yeah.
Sits back and takes it. Or is like, oh, my parents are this way. They just do that. No, this guy was like, no. You're not going to make the person I have chosen as my person. I was stuck with a lot of you by being born into this world. This person I found and chose. And you are deciding to be an asshole to them. Unfucking acceptable. Kudos to that person. Obviously, this person was voted not the asshole. Happy spouse, happy house. Yep. Protect fiance's feelings. Yeah, absolutely.
It definitely took me a while to figure out what the heck they were talking about.
Yeah,
Like,
it took
I
me a sec.
immediately got it.
Yeah, Stacy's like, Stacy clocked it immediately. Why?
you're like,
Premature.
oh yeah, and I was like, I have no idea.
Yeah, dude. I remember. Okay, I remember I was raised strict Roman Catholic, and obviously because my dad was born in 1945 and my mother was born in 1951, so they grew up with the whole nuclear family type scenario, if you will, and you don't shack up before you're married, this, that, and the other. And I remember I got flack from my parents because I
But in
lived
the club, we all
Dying!
fam. What? In the club, we
2
all fam.
years! 2 years following. Thank you, Dying. But I remember we were out and about. They were showing me their house. They got married in 1979. They started dating probably beginning of 78. And we were driving around, I want to say it was like Albuquerque or something. I don't know. But we were driving around and they were like, oh yeah, your dad and I had this apartment. And I was like, when did you live there? She's like, I think it was like early 78 or something like that. I was like, wait, I'm sorry, what? Didn't you guys get married in 79? And I just watched my dad kind of like smirk when he's bald. So when he smiles, his ears raise up just a tiny bit. So he just started smiling. And my mom was like, well, Tom, what year we lived, well, we got married in Albuquerque, so maybe it was 79. I was like, you whore. You slut. I just started like going into it. I was like, I cannot believe the Catholic Church considered me a bastard, and you also shacked up before you were married. Was your dress white, Mother? Because my God. And she was just, I could see her ears were turning purple. She was mortified. And my dad was just like laughing his ass off. And he was like, well, I was like, you lived in sin. Sin, I tell you. And that was the joke for the rest of the day. My mom was like, oh, I don't think you should do that. I was like, I don't want to hear it, madam. You lived in sin. And she's like, stop it. I'm like, no, you gave me shit. You get it right back. But yeah, Lexi, how do you feel about this? What are your thoughts?
She's not the asshole. They were
all.
like, hey, they're big hypocrites. So I guess like you get what you get.
Yeah.
All right.
And not just that, but like disrespecting your son's partner in front. I mean,
You're also disrespecting their own children. Like
yeah.
it's not just the partner in this situation; it's both of them.
I mean, have wants and wishes for your kids, but don't be a dick about it. You know.
Kids don't have to ask for respect. You have to earn respect.
Exactly.
Like, there's nothing there
Preach.
for that to happen.
No.
Like, I don't know.
And you're just ostracizing someone that, like, obviously your kid cares about this person. Squish Poot. It's like Smosh Pit, but not. You know? It's like Smosh Pit, but I'm not going to get sued.
Yeah.
Squish Poot also sounds really funny.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure there are many times I have come home with someone that was less than savory. In fact, I would say I'm 0 for 10 on good dudes. You know what I'm saying? I don't have the best track record. But my parents were like, yeah, that's your partner. That's the person you chose. And there were a couple times my dad wanted to put my ex-husband's head through a plate glass window, but he didn't tell me that until after our divorce was final. He was like, yeah, you don't know how many times I wanted to run over that little shit with your fucking RAV4. So many times. I'm like, why didn't you say anything? He's like, because he's your husband. And it's not my job to like put a wedge between you. That's something you figure out on your own. I'm just so glad you guys never had kids. You were gonna let me get pregnant with that guy's shit? He's like, would you have listened to me? I'm like, no. He's like, okay then.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I don't get parents disrespecting their kid's spouse like that. Like, do you really want to play chicken with no contact? Yeah, exactly. That's another thing too. Even if you're right, like, even if you're right that this person is like, your kid's gonna be like, you don't get to disrespect my person. Are they awful? Yeah. Can you be like, hey, as long as you're dating that person, don't come to our house because they're fucking awful. But otherwise, yeah. Teasing over crushes. Yeah, I don't tell my parents about my dating life, mostly because I have nothing to tell them. But if I did, I'd still keep it to myself. Stacy's would be the only one who knows about
I feel like this
that.
could be a really good time for me to put out there, for my own benefit, that I did not know about a lot of the things that were going on in her ex relationship, and
Yeah.
that's why I didn't put a stop to it.
Until
I need that for my own
after.
reputation. She was too scared to tell me.
Yeah, because I dated guys before I got married, and Stacey was like, "Who the fuck is that?" And her husband Curtis was like, "Hey, I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, but just so you know, that guy's nickname with Stacey and I is Captain Caveman. Go get him, sport." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Wait, what?"
Caveman?
Like he wouldn't talk shit, but he was like, "You should know. You should know." Stacy's not going to tell you what to do. And neither am I. But you should know. This is the vibe of what you're doing. Yeah.
If it were serious, I would tell you what to do.
Oh yeah, no. And if it were serious, now that I'm
Caveman
older
was
and
never a
wiser.
serious situation.
God, Jesus, thank fuck no. God. God, he was pretty though. He was pretty, but when he walked, his head whistled like an empty soda can. Nothing between those fucking ears. I swear to God, nothing between those fucking ears. Like an air horn, like a walking air horn. I could hear him, like, you know when you're looking at someone, but you can hear them thinking, and it sounds like someone dropping a rock into a well.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. It's a long way down. There's nothing there. Was he at least nice?
I don't think he was. He didn't. He wasn't
No.
a bad guy.
He was. Towards the end of our experience together, he was. But let me tell you something. You don't have to
I don't
be.
know that I would call him abusive though. Like he was a
No.
dirtbag, but not abusive.
No, but
Does that make sense?
I will say, you don't have to be smart or nice if you're decent in bed.
I mean, you do actually for the long term.
You do.
And
You
when
should.
when I say decent, I mean. That's all I'm saying. But that was before I joined the Navy and, grew this really weird growth on my body called self-respect.
Ew.
Ew! What is that for? I left my pick me girl era and went into leave me the fuck alone girl era, and it has been thus ever since. Lexi, what would you do if you had a partner, which you would have to be
really surprised if I had a partner.
It would. Honestly, if you ever introduced me to someone as your partner, I'd be like, "Oh, this is an important person," because Lexi doesn't do that.
No, I've been in contact with my parents before, so it's like real easy to do that again.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna push that button. I will walk out of the house. Like, if you want to say shit, that's fine. I don't have to be here.
Saturday,
Bye.
that was exactly how that was. Fallen, you're married, obviously, to someone who is not, someone who wouldn't. If you love this man deeply, obviously, And your face lights up whenever you talk about him, so that's how I know. And you've shown me your Valentine's Day gift, no shit, 4 fucking times. So,
He's right here.
yes. You're like, have I shown you my cup? I'm like, yes, Fallen, you've shown me your cup. But look at it, isn't
It's
it
my
cute?
love language.
Yeah,
I
Fallen.
love cups.
Fallen,
Okay?
I'm desperately lonely. Stop showing me the fucking
Okay.
cup. Anyway, if your family was behaving not necessarily like direct, again, the passive aggressive shit, not for me, but if your family was saying one thing or another about your husband, how would you approach it? Would you do something like this, or would you just freak the fuck out on them?
Also, can you hold up the cup while you answer?
Yeah, Fallen, can you hold the cup directly in front of your face, since it's been your identity since Valentine's Day? Thank you so much.
And look, I could give you some hugs.
Yeah. It's a cute cup. Don't misunderstand me, but fuck, Fallen.
So, I'll answer your question first, but I've been in this same situation, but it flipped
Oh, okay.
to where it was
You were the
my
one being
husband's
talking.
family.
Yeah, where they were talking
who
shit about
was
you.
saying stuff.
Okay.
Yes. Me and my mom have a very relaxed relationship.
Right.
Like when I answer her phone calls, I go, "What's up, $5 hooker? What you doing?"
Fallen, I'm so sorry to interrupt you. Could you just hold the cup next to you as you're speaking?
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
All right, go ahead. We're good.
And that is how me and my mom talk to each other. Okay, she calls me a heifer, all of this. So I would call my mom out immediately, and I'd be like, "Hey, quit the shit. That's not okay. I will cut you out."
Right. So you
And me and my mom would have a face-to-face about it, like, "Hey, that's not okay. If you have an issue, please address me, not my partner."
Yeah. So you said his family was being kind of shitty to you
Yes.
at one point. What did your hubby do about that? If you feel willing to share.
My hubby didn't really know about it until after the fact. It was his mother who stepped in and was like, "Hey, that's uncalled for. That's his girlfriend. Don't talk to her about that or like that." And it was his aunt that was doing that. And she's one of those older ladies who send the shady little email gossip chains.
Oh, I don't like that.
And she had an issue because me and my husband moved in together 6 months into dating.
That's a bold move. But
He was
then
in a toxic situation, living situation, and I wanted to leave my
I mean,
house.
that's it obviously worked out for you. I'm just saying for me,
Yeah.
oh no. But if
Look,
we
it's
do,
okay.
one of us is on the lease, not both.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
We were both he was technically the main person on the lease because I had no credit at this time.
Fair. That's how they
but-
get you.
Yes, but we moved at lesbian speed with dating. We were dating 6 months. We moved in together. We started planning a life. Okay.
Right. Hey, as long
got
as
a
it,
dog.
It's a long time.
honestly, as long as you're happy, so the fuck am I.
Okay.
I actually had a somewhat
Can I
similar.
put the cup down now?
Yeah, no, I got you. Hold on. I'm working on something.
People move in with strangers all the time. So
They do.
I mean,
They
I love
do.
the cup.
Is it a Stanley cup?
No, it's like a Kroger. The MANNA. Just
Manna Kroger Valentine's cup.
cups. Yeah, they have different colors, and I love them.
I see that. Kroger.
Are you gonna buy one?
No, I'm doing something for dying so that her dying I can't help you. I'm so sorry. I cannot find a picture of the cup. I need Cup's input on the Am I the Asshole, please. So my ex-husband and I got married in secret. Stacy was the only one who knew about it. Stacy, I told you about it, didn't I?
No, ma'am.
Oh,
You
that's
told me after.
Yeah. So
You told me when you asked me to be your maid of honor that you were already married.
here's the thing. I had a reason
I'm
for
not
it.
bitter.
I had a reason for it. So in the Navy, when you want to be co-located with your spouse, my spouse was stationed in Hawaii. I was stationed in California, and we wanted to be co-located. For that to be, well, he was my boyfriend at the time. For that to happen, you have to be married for 1 year before you can even file the paperwork. So I went to visit him in Hawaii in October, and he ended up proposing to me. Gorgeous ring, by the way. Not really my style, but a gorgeous ring. And I obviously said yes. We made an announcement on Facebook. And one day we were sitting there talking, and I was like, being away from like planning a wedding away from each other is going to suck. He's like, yeah, it is. I said, and who knows when we're going to be able to live together? He's like, well, we can co-locate. I was like, we can? And we started, like, doing research on it, like, while I was still on island. Oh, no. This happened, I visited for my birthday. And we went through all this, that, and the other. And we ended up deciding that I would come back to visit in October. I don't know why. I think we just wanted to get it done. I would be in my duty station for like a couple weeks, get the paperwork done, this, that, and the other through the Navy, and he would get the paperwork done with his command. And I flew back to Hawaii, and we just decided to elope on a beach in Hawaii on base so that we could legally be married to start the paperwork, to start the timer for the paperwork to be co-located. And we did it in secret because we knew our families would probably not be super kosher about it. Turns out I should have just told everyone, including Stacy. I should have told her, because she would have flown in for the occasion, even if it was just for a weekend. My parents said the same thing, but I was very used to my parents being a particular way, and I didn't want to make Stacy mad at me for randomly eloping. Anyway, it's fine. My reasons were not important.
Same. Secret wedding.
Yeah, secret marriage twins. So we did that whole thing. And then we had the marriage ceremony, like, I think a year later in October. We had a wedding in Florida. But I remember his mom, he did not have a good relationship with his mom. Secret tunnel! He did not have a good relationship with his mom. It's not important why, because it's not my story to tell, but he did not have a good relationship with his mom, like, at all. And he decided to tell her through Facebook Messenger that we were already married without discussing it with me, without telling me that he was going to be doing that. So I got this vicious Facebook Messenger message from his mother, like, literally calling me every name that I stole her son. No, the fuck I didn't. You didn't have a relationship with him, but okay. My mom is more of a mom to him than you are, but it's fine. Just awful. And then his two half-sisters started bullying me on Facebook, like cyberbullying me on Facebook. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? No, Saturday, she was no way a boy mom. She just decided to be one in that situation because she decided I was a bad person. It was one of those situations, you know? So, yeah, with way more delusion. So I was like trying to fight this battle with these two teenage girls and this older woman that I knew nothing about whatsoever. I already called his dad. Like I was very close with his father and his grandma and his grandpa. But this woman I knew nothing about. And they're just coming at me. They're calling me a bitch, whore, this, that, and the other. And I was in tears because I was like, I don't want to deal with this anymore. And I went up to my husband and I showed him the messages and I showed him what they were putting on my public timeline on Facebook where all of my family could see it. And he was like, she's just angry, da da da. And I was like, no, you need to talk to her and tell her to fucking stop it and tell your sisters to stop it too. These are children yelling at an adult because their mother is encouraging them to do this. And he was just like, oh, yeah, that's just how my mom is. And I remember that was my first inclination of, oh, you aren't going to save me from a burning building. I have never felt less safe with a human in my life. And if he had done just the most base shit like this person did on Am I the Asshole, everything would have been fine. Everything
My
would have
mom
been fine.
punched me in the arm when I told her me and Andrew got married.
I got my mom super fucking drunk and told her. We went to a bar in Hawaii and I was like, have a blue Hawaiian, which has a shit ton of alcohol in it, by the way. She's like, this is good. She got one down. I was like, have another. And she slurped it down. And she was halfway through her third blue Hawaiian and was like, hey, I got something to tell you. And she's like, yeah, what's going on? It's like,
So-
Doug and I are already married. She's like, excuse me, what? She didn't get mad at me. So, you know.
So technically, our extended family don't know we're married yet.
I feel like we should save this for another podcast episode.
Yeah. No.
Lexi,
Do you want some Am I the Asshole?
I want some yes.
I got a goofy one.
Yeah,
You ready?
give me the goofy. I love me some goofy.
regrettably have to say that I have to go.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Hold on, let me.
I get to catch
I did have really, really fun.
Oh no, that means I gotta move the It's fine. I'll figure it out.
Okay.
Oh
okay.
wait, I didn't have to move the cameras. Are you? Okay, you're both still here.
Okay.
Okay. Here we
Love
go.
you all. Bye.
Oh wait, you weren't gone yet. Wait for it. And fucked. Oh, it's all gone to shit. Hold on, I got this. Don't
Okay.
worry about
You're
it.
on the couch. You still might catch it.
Fucking thing, I got you. I got this. Stacy is in the perfect position. Let us see if we can find Lexi somewhere.
Do I
Nope.
even exist?
Oh no, so she's to your. Oh no.
She's above me on my screen.
I'm above. Yeah.
Oh no. I'm not going to be able
Oh.
to find you.
Oh no.
I delete and make new. It's fine.
Yes.
Dying, are you free? Would you care to join us? Yes! Dying, get the fuck in here right now. Fuck you.
Judy
mean.
on the couch.
Fuck you mean? Do you want me to join? Of course we fucking do. How is that even a question?
Am I the asshole for not letting my wife name our dog something stupid? Would you guys ever prevent someone from naming your dog something?
I mean, if it's stupid, yeah.
What do you think is stupid, though?
there's a line that can't be crossed. I've seen a cat. Let me just tell you, I've seen a cat on TikTok, and its name is Cum Rag.
Stacy had a cat named Asshole.
Did.
Stacy had a cat legally
Yeah,
named
you're getting
Asshole.
close to the point.
He was an asshole.
No, I think it depend if my significant other wanted to name it like a slur. That's where I draw the fucking line. But I remember when I got this baby. Come here. I got this baby boy. Oh. I have a family tradition that whenever you get a dog, you name it after a cartoon character or like a comic strip character. And I told my husband about this, my ex-husband about this, and he was like, I think that's kind of silly. I'm like, oh, why? He's like, well, because I think it's stupid. We're getting a beautiful dog, which he is. Just look at him. Look how beautiful this boy is. And I kind of, like, your heritage is Norwegian and mine's German, so I kind of want to name him something, like, really strong. And he didn't know about the movie Frozen. And Olaf is it's a reasonably common Norwegian name. And I was like, what about Olaf? And he was like, oh, that's good. I like it, Olaf. That's a good name. I'm like, yeah, strong Norwegian, Germanic. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Strong like a bull.
Strong like bull. We had the Olaf. And he was like, yeah, I like that. And then I remember after we'd had him for like a couple months and he was already used to his name and everything, I put on the movie Frozen. And as soon as the snowman was introduced, he was like, he literally did. Are you kidding me? And I was like, strong name. So I got my way. But other than that, like, I can't foresee a situation where I would be mad at someone naming a dog something if it was like, unless it was a slur, I don't think I would be upset. But go ahead.
Okay. So, I, 32 male, have been married to my wife, Natalie, who is a 30 female, for 4 years now. We live together with our 2 cats, Victor and Warwick. The cats were mine before we got together, and I named them after my favorite video game. Insert arcane here.
Yeah.
Well, Nat and I have been living
Insert
together.
JVIC fanfic here.
I've got so many. Since Nat and I have been living together, she's been begging for a dog. Nat grew up with a golden retriever she adored, and she's been wanting one so badly.
Good dogs.
I was hesitant
great dogs.
at first, and it's because I've never been much of a dog guy. But I was unsure how our cats would react to having a dog around. Well, this Christmas, as a late Christmas gift, I came and bought Nat a golden retriever puppy.
Oh.
I gave her permission to name the dog anything she wanted.
Good choice. Good choice.
Bitch. She named the dog Bitch.
Is it a girl golden?
Yes. She said it would be funny because she always thought naming a female dog Bitch would be comical. I found it a lot less funny. Not only would the vets look down at us, but every Sunday, Nat and I babysit the neighborhood kids, which are 8 and 6. What would we say to the kids about the fact that we have a collar with the word bitch on it? I thought it was stupid, and I told her no. She told me I said that she could name the dog anything, which was true, but I paid for the dog, and I should at least approve of the name. It is our dog, after all. She said I was being the asshole for taking away the freedom in naming her puppy. Am I the asshole?
Dying, I'll let you weigh in first.
You know, it's fine. But maybe, like...
No, Saturday, it's very funny.
It is funny. I think that also, you can name your... If you want to name your dog that, that's better than cum rag, you know? But, I would say, like...
Decidedly.
Like a pseudo name that you use
Yeah,
for,
they
like,
need a nickname.
and, or, you know? like Biddy or
Yeah.
something, something. So it's not as in your face, or if you're babysitting, you can call her Biddy.
Yeah. But then she might argue, but her name's not Biddy. It's
So
bitch.
everyone they call, I mean, it is bitch, but um, I would say like compromising and like having like some sort of pseudonym, and it's not like they're not gonna call their dog a nickname. Everyone has a nickname for their dog.
Yeah.
Like you have a nickname for Olaf that isn't his name. Just like
Yeah, yo, y'all
I
been
know Stace has.
stinky. He's a stinky man.
Look at
They have a
Sarah.
nickname for good times and a nickname for bad times.
Saturday
Yeah,
said.
that's what I mean. It's like
Saturday says, "Am I a bad person for thinking cum rag is funnier than bitch?" No,
a cat that's white.
named cum rag.
Why? Why would
Jesus
a white cat?
Christ! Can you imagine the vet tech walking out in the lobby? We're ready for you. Oh, um,
Last name Peterson.
last name
Do you
Rag.
think you would step in
Rag?
or
Is there a
make
rag here? Is there a C
I
rag here? Can you imagine? That's so fucking funny. What a so. Oh, dying.
Oh no.
Dying, is there any way you can turn your camera back on and just cover it with something? It's okay. It's okay. Stacey, as someone who owned a cat named Asshole, what are your thoughts?
His name on paper was not asshole.
Oh, okay.
It was Killer. So, but
Well.
but nobody ever called him that besides kids and the vet.
Everyone
Yeah.
loves a killer asshole, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was Killer.
Did he answer to killer or asshole?
No, he was an asshole, so he did not answer to anything.
Okay, yeah, no, you know what? That's my bad. That's my bad for not reading between the lines and inferring that.
Yeah.
Deducing that from your situation. Lexi, how do you feel?
I also didn't have kids
Privilege
yet.
was revoked. Absolutely not. No. That is
Yeah,
not
you didn't have kids yet
appropriate.
either. Yeah, Stacey. So, I'm all about funny shit. Like there are very few things in this world that I do not find hilarious. Least of which is cussing. You guys know. You hear me talk. I think cursing in a unique and funny way is just peak comedy. But I don't think it's appropriate that if your dog is going to be in spaces where children are regularly present, I don't think it's okay to call your animal bitch. I don't think it's because you're also gonna one day be calling out for that animal in a public space and being like, "Here, bitch, here, oh, bitch, here," like people are gonna be like, "What the fuck is that?"
Like it's like, come here, bitch. And you're like, oh.
And I think that the the guy being like, "No, like you can't do that." I think she's being really stubborn and she's kind of like pressing the envelope to see how far he will let her go, because there's no way in hell that she is absolutely married to the name bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I think it's a funny idea, and it would be funny for maybe like a month,
it's a
and
great
then it's
bit.
just not going to be funny anymore.
Right. It's a great bit. But after a certain point, you need to know when to let the bit, the joke part of it go. Because if your partner has expressed discomfort or frustration with your decision, you need to reevaluate. I think she's being stubborn and frankly fucking weird. Dying on that fucking hill, you know? But who am I to judge? Do you have another one for us?
Yes. Am I the asshole for beating my girlfriend's brother at a game when I would normally let him win to prove a point?
Okay.
Um, when I would visit my girlfriend's house, I would sometimes play games with her little brother, who is 12. When we
Immediately
would
no.
play competitive games, I would normally let him win, Call of
Mhm.
Duty, etc., things like that. When I was visiting a few days ago, her little brother had two of his friends over, and I heard them talking about me. He was telling them how bad I was at games and that I must be mentally disabled to be so bad. He was using much more offensive language than I just used. He said
So a
my girlfriend
slur.
must also,
So a slur.
yeah,
Sick.
he, he said my girlfriend must also be stupid for dating me, and I could hear his friends laughing about it. It was quite hurtful, but I tried to be friendly with him. A bit later, I said to him, "Do you want to play some games, buddy?" And he acted polite, but I could see his friends laughing to themselves. I played Call of Duty against him, and this time I did not go easy. His friends were laughing at him now, and he was on the verge of tears and stormed off to his room. My girlfriend wasn't happy, and later in the car, she accused me of deliberately making her brother cry. I told her I wasn't trying to do that. I didn't like how he was talking about me or her. Am I the asshole? She said because he was just a kid, I should have left it.
Nope.
How old is he compared to?
He's 12.
And the older guy is?
He didn't say his age.
I mean, I think that's the most gentle way to correct a 12-year-old.
It's got to be learned.
Lessons do have to be learned, and better it be in a Call of Duty lobby than on them fucking streets. You know what I'm saying? Because other people will hear you talking about them like that, and they'll just beat your fucking ass. So, also, it might teach him to lower his fucking voice when talking shit. If someone in the other room can hear you, that's on you, homie. But, I mean, I'm always down for taking people down a peg when they're being an asshole. Maybe a bit, you be careful how you do it with a 12-year-old because everything is so dramatic when you're a teenager. Like, everything is the end of the world when you're a teenager. But I think embarrassing a 12-year-old in a video game, fucking chef's kiss, if you ask me. But, Dying, what are your thoughts?
I mean, as a
Especially.
kid, and I grew up playing Call of Duty, so I was definitely one of those tweens who got humbled.
Yeah.
And so, like, I mean, it's whatever. It's just a video game, and he was just talking about it with his friends in a shitty fucking way, and obviously he didn't use kind language, and I would do the same fucking thing, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
not gonna lie.
ain't no
I
way
would do
I'm
the
gonna
same thing.
overhear a 12-year-old talking shit about me and not absolutely decimate them in a video game if I have the opportunity to do so.
100%.
And
You got it,
if we're
right?
playing, even in true life, if we're playing basketball and I was like being, nice to the kid while playing basketball and hear them talking shit like, that kid can't even do that. Bitch, I'm gonna put my fucking balls in your face as I do a slam dunk. Fuck out of my life. Don't fucking talk shit about me. Fuck them kids. You need, you as an adult have to assert dominance. But I do.
It's not like he was in his face and going like, "I'm better than you."
Well,
No
I mean,
shit. He
we
just
don't
beat
know
him in the
that.
game.
We don't know that because, I mean, that, whenever you're writing a story to figure out whether you're the asshole or not, you're not going to include shit where he, like, ran into the other room and was like, oh, in the kid's face. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not, he's not going to include that in the story. But I do understand the sisters need to be like, dude, what the fuck? That's my brother. Like, he's 12. I do understand that the sister felt like a boundary was crossed because it's her brother. She's supposed to defend him if she thinks her partner's being shitty to them. That's what you're supposed to do. But I don't know. There's something
isn't
just
it
so
also
great about
common-
12-year-old getting humbled.
isn't it also common that like a lot of like older sisters feel like like no, I'm the only one who can bully him, you know? Like,
I mean,
isn't
I would imagine so, but at the same time, like, your brother's being a little shit. Put him in check or I fucking will. One of those things, you know?
I mean, he could have gone about it being like, "Hey, your little brother's talking shit," but you know.
Stacy, you're a super competitive person in video games. How do you feel about this?
Curtis often has to remind me that my kids are still kids.
I will stomp you in Mario Party, motherfucker. Don't test
Well,
me.
it's not. We don't play a
Don't
lot
take
of
my
video
fucking
games
star!
together. We don't play a lot of video games together because I cannot. But board games, I have a
Girl,
problem.
we've
I have a
already
problem.
discussed this. I don't.
I have a problem.
Love
I
board
admit it.
games.
I have a problem.
Me too.
Okay.
Not Monopoly, though.
Yeah,
Lexi,
you
But I
cannot.
like to lose at board games.
It doesn't.
So
You know,
Lexi, I
it's
love
character
you.
building. It's character building. You got to learn how to be a
I
humble
have more
loser
fun
too.
when everyone else has fun, and people have more fun when they win. So I like losing.
Yeah. Lexi, do you concur?
2 issues.
Okay.
First, he did it in front of his friends, so it's still like public humiliation, kind of.
Yeah.
So I would rather he pulled him aside and be like, "Hey,
But your parents dropping you off at school is public humiliation for a 12-year-old. You know what I mean? Like, your
The other
parents
thing
yelling,
is-
I love you out the car window is like, for a 12-year-old.
he didn't really address the main issue. He did what he did for his own ego because
True.
someone was trash talking him. He
Right.
did not fix the issue or like touch on. He didn't even tell the kid like, "Hey, I overheard you talking shit,"
Yeah.
and that was inappropriate.
Yeah, he could have
So the
sat him
next time
down.
this
Yeah.
kid plays with someone who is a bad player or doesn't play the way he wants, he's gonna say the same shit because that's not what was corrected here.
Yeah, that's
So-
true. That is true. He did treat a 12-year-old like a stranger online. That
I don't
12-year-old
think
that
he did this. Yeah, for the benefit of that 12-year-old. So that's why I'm like, I think you might be the asshole.
Yeah.
I think you just did this for your own ego.
that is a good way of looking at it. I hadn't
Sure,
thought of
but
that. But
whatever.
fuck them kids,
I mean,
you
I
know?
would probably still do this.
Still fuck them
I'm
kids.
gonna crush you.
Thank you, Dolphin. Okay,
I'm also gonna address the fact that you said shit about me. So
right. We're going to have a little sit down, or at least have his sister sit down with him. Like, it might not be your place because you're just the boyfriend, right? But if you address it with a sister, be like, hey, guess what your fucking dipshit brother, punk ass bitch brother said today? Be like, you want to talk to him about that? Because it's kind of fucked. And she will, and she can decide moving forward how she wants to deal with it. But him taking out like petty revenge on a 12-year-old, I can see why it can be problematic. Doesn't make me love it less, though. I'm not going to lie to you. It doesn't make me love it less.
I'm assuming that the boyfriend is probably like 18, 19. He's a kid
Yeah.
himself still because he said he got his feelings hurt by a 12-year-old. Like a
Yeah.
And
grown
I'm
adult
assuming-
would have been
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
you know,
yeah, like having your feelings hurt by a child is crazy work.
Yeah.
But, you know,
I mean, not that my own kids can't hurt my feelings, but
still not playing basketball with joy. Nick, you better be ready. All 63 inches of fury coming at you. And I'll probably trip over my own fucking feet. So you'll be fine. I have one.
hell yeah.
This post has been locked. So.
what does that mean as a
when-
non-Reddit person?
When a post on Reddit is locked, that means either consensus has been reached or things were getting a little
Out of hand?
yeah. So you can't comment on it anymore. But perhaps the person who posted it needed to learn a lesson that should live on forever. This was posted 5 years ago. It's still on the website.
The oldie but a goodie, probably.
The title is, Am I the Asshole for Making a Dad Joke? That title gives us nothing. So, note, my stepdaughter, Madeline, was about a year old when I married her mother, Jessica. Madeline's mother died before she was born. Okay. Now that we have that note, any predictions?
Wait, start over.
Am I the
Madeline's
asshole
mother
for making a dad joke?
God?
My stepdaughter, Madeline, was about a year old when I married her mother, Jessica. Madeline's father died before she was
Okay.
born.
father.
I thought
Got
father.
it.
You said mother. That's
I
why I was
swear you
like,
said
okay, wait.
mother. I thought you
That-
said I married
Oh,
her mother. and her
I
mother
might have said that. Sorry.
That's why I was like, wait, start over.
Madeline's father died before she was born. And the question is, am I the asshole for making a dad joke?
died. It sounds like yes.
Oh, he
It's-
made a
it's- yeah.
dead dad joke.
Understand,
Yeah.
I know what the consensus is on this post before I read it out to you. So I'm not going to comment on it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he commented on
You think
a
you made
relationship
a
that
dead
he
dad
was
joke?
a part of. Yeah.
Yeah, he made a dead dad joke.
Okay. All right. Madeline is currently 15 years old, and she's rebelling for almost everything. Correct. Welcome to having a 15-year-old girl in your house. It's hell. She did something bad, so while picking her up, I set a punishment up for her. Then she said, "You're not my dad. I don't have to follow you." Honestly, I got a bit hurt from that, but I understand that she didn't mean it and that she'd probably change. I just replied, "I'm still your legal guardian for the next 3 years, and as long as you're in my house, you have to follow my rules." That happened about 2 days ago. So our family was going grocery shopping when Madeline said, "I'm hungry, I need food." I decided to be extremely cheeky and say, "Hi, hungry, I'm not your dad." My son just started to laugh uncontrollably. My daughter was just quiet with embarrassment, and my wife was berating me not to stoop down to her level. I honestly thought it was a funny dad joke, and my son agrees. So am I the asshole? Edit. I did adopt her, so legally I am her parent. Is he the asshole?
I don't think he's an asshole, but the mom's right. Like, don't stoop to her level. Like, she's
Yeah.
a hormonal,
Also,
immature, underdeveloped
she's-
child.
She's 15, dog.
Exactly.
Don't fucking
So-
take it personally.
Like,
I
it's
think
okay
that
for
it's kind
him
of-
to have his feelings hurt by it. Like, yeah, that is a hurtful thing to hear. Because
Yeah.
as far as she's known her whole life, that is her dad.
Yeah. And as a 15-year-old, you're gonna say shit you don't fucking mean. I called my mom Hitler when I was 15. You know what I'm saying? In no universe is my mother Hitler.
I mean, so this is what I got. So in the beginning, did he say stepdaughter?
Mhm.
He already has a disconnect from that.
Yeah. I was about to
He
say
legally adopted her.
he called her
That is his
stepdaughter,
daughter.
but he adopted her after she was a year old.
Yeah.
And
I
it's
didn't
not
even
like
make that connection.
and it's not like the father just like up and left to go buy cigarettes. He's dead. He died. And this is the only
And-
father figure in her life.
And I think that, like, I understand that he can be hurt. He's a grown-ass man. He's a grown-ass man, and I feel like him doing that, it's not even being cheeky. That's just, it's hurtful. And it's something that she's gonna probably have to deal with for a long time.
Yeah.
And it puts a strain on their relationship.
Yeah. And when
Because that is
like
the only father figure she's
yeah,
ever known.
that's dad to her. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like yeah, she said something hurtful, but you're the adult. You know? In that situation, if a teenager is saying something to you and you're the adult in that situation, especially if that teenager has like an important role in your life and you're an important person in their life and they consider you a safe person, whether they're being a dickhead or not, in no way, shape, or form is it okay for you to be like, yeah, well, back to them. Like, it's not what. Also, I don't understand. I don't understand that type of joke. Like, what do you get out of it? What do you get out of what catharsis do you get out of saying that to that young lady? If you get any sort of catharsis, you need to take a step back and really look at what the fuck is going on. You know
I'm
what I
not
mean?
sure that he thought that deep into it, though. I think it was 2 days ago. She said, You're not my dad." So he said, "Okay, well, I'm not your dad."
Yeah. It's
Like, it wasn't really a
the
"I
way
want to hurt her feelings" kind of joke. I think
he's also
I think
leaving out a lot.
most likely, yeah, because
I feel like I feel like
there's history there.
there's context missing because there's no way it is that cut and dry.
Yeah, like
You know?
Yeah.
even at 15,
doubt.
you don't just come out with "You're not my dad."
You're not my real dad.
If there hasn't been a feeling of him not connecting to
Him
her as a dad.
alienating her. Yeah.
Like, it could have been simply like they have a younger son now, which is his biological child.
So
He
he
could
might
be
get
making
favorites, yeah.
yeah.
Well, I mean, he did say son laugh, so I'm guessing that him and his wife had a child together,
Right.
and so that's
And
my
that's his
half-brother.
yeah. That's his
He probably favors his
biological child. Yeah. But if you're
I
if
mean,
you're gonna do that, don't
hey.
adopt the child like that. Yeah, they're not your.
That's also based on his relationship with the mom.
You being biologically linked to something does not make you a parent necessarily. Like on paper, it does. But my mom was adopted, and the two people that adopted her had nothing to do with her biology, but she called them mom and dad because those were her mother and father. Those are the people who raised her and loved her. That's mom and dad. And yet, like, I don't know. Dancing said, so I personally would never say "you're not my dad" to any father figure I've had. And for that to be the only father she knows, she had to have been thinking it for a while. Yeah. Me and my dad have a savage friendship, and he will make jokes all the time, but he would never say that. That is another thing, too. Yeah, Bender, he adopted this child when he was a year old. So this is the only father figure that she knows. I don't feel comfortable on calling a 15-year-old an asshole. I mean, they can be at times outrageously
They act
cruel.
like assholes. They're
Yeah.
not assholes. They act like assholes.
They act like assholes, yeah. Dancing, this is in no way, shape, or form anything against you. Hi, Ghosty. But some people in your age group
Feels targeted.
can fucking suck. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I can understand, like, she said something off the cuff because she's 15, right? Hormones
Where
are
I'm
a
at is,
crazy
I was
thing.
like, from what he said, she responded with her comment when she was upset, angry, and she was
Angry.
voicing a fear to him.
Yeah.
So then for him to go back and say this offhanded comment pretty much confirms her fear. Like, hey, so he
Hey,
doesn't
he
even think
doesn't respect me,
he's
yeah.
my dad. He doesn't.
Given the
doesn't
information
value
that
our
we have,
relationship.
given the information that we have, that's the only conclusion we can come to. But again, it all boils down to this is an adult taking revenge, however small and petty, out on a fucking child. What?
For me, the equivalent to, like, obviously, like, my
Oh, no,
kid is
dancing.
not 15, so I don't know exactly what it's like to have a 15-year-old. But, like, it's the same thing as, like, her being like, "Mommy, you're being mean to me." And
Right,
I'm
dancing.
like, okay.
Okay.
And you move on.
You know how
I'm
many
not gonna
times?
hold that against her.
You know how many times I told my parents in my teen years that I fucking hated them and they should go jump off a bridge? You know how many times I said that
Oh
to
my
them?
lord.
Yeah, I was a fucking C-word when I was in my teens. And for a lot of my early 20s. But, you know, you get angry and you say things that you don't mean, and especially when they're a child.
I did it when I was 3. I used to say, I hate you, and my mom would repeat whatever I said back to her. So I'd be like, I hate you. I hate you. I would be like,
Yeah.
oh, don't say that. And then I would be like, I love you. And she'd be like, I love you. And I was like, oh, yay.
Yay. Nick at Night says, so here's a question. What is something you expect to see when dating someone with a kid?
What do you mean?
I don't understand.
You should
What do you mean by that?
You should
Like,
probably
what are the expectations of that?
of you as someone coming into someone else's life being involved with someone who is a kid, who has a child. My expectation is to be not, I wouldn't be an authority figure unless I had adopted the child. And if me personally, because I don't have children, this is how I would approach it. Having being a barren spinster, I would defer to the parent of the child and be like, I know that I am an authority, kind of like I'm a figure in this person's life. I hope they think I'm a safe person, but I am not the person that is there to parent them yet. I don't have that permission from their actual parent. Of course, there are things that, you cross a line where, like, if the child is getting violent or abusive or, on that precipice of going to jail, that you can be like, hey, knock it the fuck off. Stop it. But as far as, like, something like that, if I had not adopted the child, which is not the case here, if I was not married to the person, which is not the case here, I would be very hesitant to even make a joke at that child's expense, let alone discipline them,
The best advice I can give someone is it's all separate relationships. So their relationship with their child is always going to be first. In a good parent, they will
absolutely.
always value their relationship with the child. So that's the first relationship.
Yep.
Your relationship with
Secondary.
that person romantically,
Secondary.
completely separate from their child.
Yep.
Absolutely, completely separate. And then your relationship with that child is going to be something that you have to build
and foster. Yeah.
And foster outside of their relationship with their own parent.
Right.
So if you're investing in a relationship like that, just know that you're going to have to invest in 2 separate relationships with both of them.
Yeah. And know that if one shits out, the other absolutely will too.
Both of them will value that relationship, hopefully, better than yours. If good.
Nick wants to know, he clarified, he said, I mean, dating others who have children and you don't. I've dated single moms before. So, as a single mom, what do you expect out of a partner as far as behavior?
Respect. Children deserve respect. Adults do not. So if you're an adult, you earn respect. If you're a child, you deserve to be treated like a human.
Yeah. And not as an accessory.
Is that like respecting the boundaries as well?
Yeah.
Like respecting the boundaries of the child, respecting the boundaries that your partner is putting onto you, saying like, please don't overstep this boundary. And even if their parent isn't in their life, their parent is there, it's the other parent.
A co-parenting situation, yeah.
Yeah, if there's a co-parenting situation, if there's no co-parenting situation, if there's, there's other factors outside of like them being a single parent and they're getting help from other people as well. So it's kind of you just need to figure out exactly what they kind of want from you in regards to being in their child's life.
Yeah.
And what
the typo makes it better.
It does. It really does. I had to read it like 3 times. I was like, wait, what? Thank you for teaching me what?
Hoes deserve respect too.
Hoes need respect too, girl. We hear you dancing. We hear you.
Yeah.
Saturday said, being a step parent seems like such a delicate role. I would imagine it is. because that's the only parental role I will ever have in my life, and I think that a step parent has to walk a pretty fine line of
Like
making
trying to
sure.
fit the puzzle piece in is
Yeah.
hard, but once it's in there, it's gonna be rock solid. If
Right.
you've invested
If you
and
do it
like
the right
done,
way. If you do it the right way. Because if you don't, you're going to alienate a relationship that is way more important than your relationship with that person you're dating, you know? So it has to be a fine line. And I like parents who start dating someone and it takes them ages before the partner meets the child or the child meets the partner. I think that's very important because I've known a lot of people who just have a revolving door of like partners, and that has to confuse the fuck out of a child. It has to really fucking confuse them. So I personally, I'm again not a parent. I'm speaking as a child who maybe I really value like parental roles a lot, because I had two pretty okay parents that I can't imagine not having a consistent maternal or paternal figure in my life. So if there is a substitute for that role, that substitute needs to be fucking stellar. And if they're not, then the biological parent needs to step up and be like, get the fuck out. And I personally would be mortified if I ever became the get the fuck out partner. You know what I'm saying? I would be so fucking careful with that relationship, you know? There is a mini update.
ooh,
He says, I'll probably give a full update later, but here's what happened so far. I go to my daughter, now he changes it, my daughter's room after dinner and begin talking with her. He says, hey, I'm really sorry that I hurt you by the words I said. And I am really your dad. I changed your diapers, I met your boyfriend, and I plan on helping you through college. And plus, I'm legally your dad, so we're stuck together. But seriously, I'm going to love you like my daughter even if you don't think I'm your dad. Then I hugged her. She did start to cry. I assume that's good. Oh, that kind of made me sad. Like, I almost cried at that. That's a really, it's a really good
to know that he
notion.
realized
What he did
messed
wrong.
up.
Kind of fucked up. He had to go to Reddit to understand that. kind of fucked up, but
a little bit.
you know, at least he learned a lesson. The consensus was everyone sucks here, which I don't understand that. How can you say a 15-year-old sucks for being emotional? Okay. Let me see.
Also, why would he not listen to his wife? Being
Yeah.
like, you stepped out of line for that one.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, dog.
Also, that's not a great thing to be teaching your son. Like, hey, it's fun to joke about these dad relationships.
Things that make people upset. Isn't that fun when people get upset? That's how trolls are birthed, and I will never understand people who find joy in hurting people. I'll never fucking understand that.
Well, it also is putting an unhealthy mindset into her younger brother's like head, being like, "Well, she's only my half sister, so."
Yeah. It's kind of creating like
Concept
two
that's
different
so finicky.
two different united fronts, right? Him and his
We're
son.
all looking at this though, like from an outside perspective,
Yeah.
with time to think about the situation.
Yeah, to absorb it.
He made an off the cuff, not great decision, but it's not like he took the time to think about, if they say this, is it going to be funny or is it going to hurt her feelings?
Or is
He
it
didn't
going to
take that
land
time.
wrong?
So,
Well, it
I mean,
seems
we have all done it.
retaliatory.
We have all
Oh,
said
yeah.
that off the cuff comment that, in hindsight, was maybe not the best idea.
Oh yeah, actually,
Yeah,
I
get it,
do
like
that a lot.
teenager is pissing you off, and you just retaliatory like say shit. But
Yeah.
You're supposed to be her parent. You're supposed to take the shit and like turn the other
You're
cheek.
supposed to be the adult.
You're supposed to, but parents can get their feelings hurt too.
Yeah,
Parents have
Yeah.
egos too.
That is
We have
true.
feelings too.
That is true.
So
That
But
is
I feel
very
like
true.
what he did was
this
not a
comment
good thing.
in general was just
But
gonna cause more
it is-
issues in the long run.
It is important he learned.
Yeah.
Because
So,
it
like
is
that,
okay. It is okay to make mistakes, and it is okay to hold space for people who make mistakes, and then realize what the fuck they did.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
This is not a divorce situation.
No,
like,
yeah,
this was
don't
like, hey,
don't get
someone messed up.
divorced, but
Yeah, this was definitely a sit down and have a conversation with the daughter situation.
which he
but-
did.
Yeah.
Which he did
Yeah.
once he realized, ooh, that didn't land so good.
It's good that he was able to talk to his daughter, and and like I think that then I hope that he also talked to his son, and was like, like it's a mixed family. It's mixed and it's blended, and
Yeah.
it's different, and not everyone has has this traditionally.
Yeah.
And that's okay. There's all sorts of different types of families, whether it be adopted or half siblings, whatever.
Yeah.
And, I don't want you to feel like, I guess, I don't want you to feel separated from your sister
Yeah.
as well.
I have a very blended family. I have my stepsisters from my stepmom's side, because my parents are lesbians. So they were always very separate. They were always my stepsisters. And then I have an adopted little brother who was just my little brother.
Yeah.
And so, like, my stepsisters, both of them were half sisters to each other. So it was like, it was always very separate. And, like,
Yeah.
they would make jokes like that.
Mhm.
So it's like, for cohesion, those jokes aren't going to be great in the long run.
Yeah.
Like, perpetuate, like, hey, this is funny. And then your kid, like she said, like, you really need to talk to the son as well and be like, hey, don't make jokes about your sister not being your sister. Like, that's not
Yeah.
going to be appropriate in our household. What I said was bad.
So to end this fantastic episode of Squish Poot, I would like to share someone that I have opinions. I'm not gonna okay. I think this person is funny as fuck. But let's read, shall we? Am I the asshole for serving my daughter wet ass pizza? Wet ass pizza.
Yeah.
Cool. So 43 here, 43-year-old female here. My 16-year-old daughter had some friends over in our backyard for a get-together today. I asked them if they wanted food, and they said sure, but honestly didn't seem like they were even having fun. I pride myself on being a fun mom. Maybe not a cool mom, but a fun mom. So I ordered pizza for them. To make them laugh, I played that song Wet Ass Pussy from my phone, and I sang along to it, holding the pizza, singing Wet Ass Pizza. Honestly, I thought it was hilarious. Then I put the pizza down and began booty shaking a little. No boys were there, just 3 girls. My daughter's... I'm so sorry. I'm playing it in my head, and it's the funniest image. My daughter shrieked as if she'd been stabbed, and said this was humiliating. And I said, "Sounds like dry pizza energy." Her.
No.
God, it's so bad. It sounds like dry pizza energy.
You said she was 43?
43-year-old mother with a 16-year-old daughter. And her friends snickered a bit, so I know the joke landed. That's crazy work. That's a crazy fucking statement. Well, it's been a day and she won't leave her room or speak to me. Am I the asshole? Okay. Stacy,
Yeah, ma'am.
how do how
Oh, it's hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. I 100% understand why a 16-year-old daughter would be mortified,
mortified. I would want to die.
but it
I
is
would
hilarious.
I would become an instant black hole. I would implode and just destroy the universe. I would be so upset if my mother did that to me.
Did-
But
I am
it's so
confusion.
funny. Dying got it. You're good.
I know, I just don't understand why. That's a really nice thing to say.
Choosing who you love and who feels like
'Cause I
family.
agree with it as well.
That's how Lori and I are sisters.
Yeah. She's my chosen sister. Lexi, as the
I think
the type
it
of
would
parent that I could absolutely see doing this, do you want to maybe
I think it's the best.
do you want to chime in?
Every teenager knows their parents are gonna be cringy, and
Yeah.
like teenagers know their friends' parents are gonna be cringy. This is so funny. This is the best.
Sounds like
I think it's okay.
dry pizza energy is crazy work. That is crazy work.
Yes.
It does come off as and everyone clapped. You know those fucking Reddit stories were like, I told this bitch
Yes.
to fuck off and everyone was like, here, here.
What
Yes.
year was this posted? What year?
5 years ago. Get a bucket and a mop for this wet ass pizza.
That's amazing. I love
See, it
clever
could never be me. It could never be me.
It couldn't be me either,
I
but
would never
fuck.
do that
That's
to my
so-
child. I
That's
would never do
so
that to anyone.
fucking
Yeah.
funny. Oh, it's so
I can't.
funny.
So, I have like this. I know that many people have this embarrassment and hate it so much. When people sing "Happy Birthday,"
Oh,
it's like you just crumble.
I wanna
and
die.
and just don't want to be there.
I
You
want
don't wanna be
to
there.
throw myself
I don't
off a
have that.
cliff.
And
I don't have
and then
that.
your
I think
mom improving a song to "Wet Ass Pussy."
See, maybe not that
Even
particular
that
song,
sentence is
but
amazing.
that mom is my dad.
That mom is a fucking legend.
Like, my dad would do stuff like that, and it would be hilarious.
Your dad is
My
your
dad-
dad is so
My
funny.
dad sings "Happy Birthday" to me as loud and as off key as possible.
Yeah, I love your dad. Your dad is so fucking funny.
Thing. I was like, you become the parent that all the kids want to come over just to see what shit you're gonna pull next, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's my dad.
It's good for your
My
child.
mom is me, and the sitting in the corner like, I can't believe this is happening kind of person.
Camera
You're like, you
focusing.
married this. You
Yeah.
did
Curtis
You chose
Curtis
me.
is my dad.
You knew what this was.
But then Curtis turns out to be exactly like my dad. So,
And I could not. Lexi's gonna fucking hate it, but it's gonna
Oh, I
be
know.
so good.
You're amazing.
It's gonna be so good. And Zach
because
will
Lexi
join
is just
in
like
on
Curtis.
it.
Because Lexi is just like Curtis, though.
Yeah, that is true.
Zach is just like me.
More
Zach is-
goofy Lexis. We need them.
Zach is my little twin when
Yeah.
it comes to his emotions and sensitivity.
Yeah, he
But
is.
Lexi is very much the I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, no, Lexi will be
So-
the leader of the Marauders in Mad Max one day. Like
Absolutely.
she's gonna use a person as a hood ornament one day. Like
Absolutely.
she's gonna tie them to the grill and use them as a windbreaker for her car. She's gonna be amazing. So what verdict do you think Reddit gave this mother?
Be fine.
I don't know Reddit well enough to guess.
Dying,
I think it's hilarious.
dying. Do you
I
think they
think
named
they
her
said
the
she's
asshole?
an asshole.
You think
No.
they said she's not the asshole?
Yeah. not the asshole.
Incorrect.
They said she was the asshole.
She was labeled the asshole.
I can imagine the Reddit comments on this though. They've
Top-
got to be hilarious.
Top comment, which I'm not going to lie to you, some of these are fucking crazy. You sound like a cringy mom. You're trying too hard to be
Ooh.
cool, but to your daughter and her friends, it's an old person. Again, a 43-year-old woman. It's an old person trying to be hip and totally failing. They weren't laughing at your joke, they were snickering at you. You embarrassed your daughter and should apologize. Even if your intentions were good, you didn't have the effect you hoped for, and you're the asshole.
I
We
think
know
that I would
that
have
they're
to-
laughing at us. That's the point.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean?
Someone else
I'm
said,
being
the thing
cringy
is,
on
though,
purpose.
is that her friends aren't gonna treat her any different or see her in a different light because her mom's silly goofy.
yeah.
Like
Another
they're
comment
But-
was, you're the asshole. I get you were trying to have fun with your daughter, and this might have been fine if it was just the two of you, but doing that in front of her friends is a bit cringe. Which, by the way, being cringe on Reddit is like a death sentence.
Right? That's what I'm getting.
100%.
And they will label the tiniest thing cringe. So keep that in mind. But this person might have a point. I'm not going to tell you how to parent, but look, there's a reason Amy Poehler's "I'm not a regular mom, I'm a cool mom" character in Mean Girls was a punchline. There's nothing wrong with playing around with your kids, but maybe not in front of their friends. Kids that age get embarrassed very easily, and it sounds like you embarrassed her quite badly. You're her mother, not her friend. Act like her mother and don't try to be the cool mom. Your kid will either think that you are cool or not. Acting like you're filming a TikTok is more likely to embarrass her in front of her friends. Another person said, "Can I get you guys anything? Some snacks? A condom?" You're the asshole. And I see where they're coming from. But as
Exactly.
a 38-year-old woman, that's fucking hilarious. Dry ass pizza is fucking hilarious to me. But if I were a 16-year-old, I'd throw myself off a cliff into a pit of
I think
glass.
it's harmless fun. I think she is fine.
I think that, yeah, the daughter will be fine. That commenter is
Well, I
wild,
mean,
yeah.
I've had plenty of moments where like my mom was embarrassing or like someone in my life was embarrassing, and I just and you're just like I don't want to be here.
I
you
need to
wanna
leave.
Disappear.
I need to
The
leave
thing
now.
is, like, they're not embarrassing the teenager is the thing. They're embarrassing themselves on purpose, which is fine. They're not embarrassing their teenager and doing public humiliation of them. You know?
Well, I mean,
I
to a
get the feeling-
16-year-old, looking in their general direction is public humiliation. So,
I get the feeling that this is not the first time mom has done something stupid and
Yeah.
cringeworthy to
Something
embarrass her kid,
a little
embarrassing
silly.
to her kid. So her friends
Do you
probably
think Mama's
know
funny?
who her mom is and know
Mhm.
what her mom is like, and they
Yeah.
still come around.
And 16-year-old girls can be so mean. So,
And that's not the kind of thing that a mom is just gonna whip out off the cuff. Never done anything crazy and silly before. That's the dive
Flaying-
right in kind of thing.
flaying-
She definitely would have stepped in the shallow end a few times first.
oh, playing wet ass pussy and then parodying it. I never in my life would I have thought to do that. She's just, she should be a writer for a comedy show, I tell you. Because I think it was a little far when she was like, sounds like a pizza energy. I think that was a bit
And
much.
she did do a little twerk, you know.
Yeah, booty. I just imagine her holding the pizza and being like, you know, like doing the mom twerk where it's not really a twerk and she's just like popping her back and forth.
Exactly. You
The
just know
sound
that
of the
she's
pizza-
not good at it for real.
The sound of the pizza sliding back and forth in the box as she's doing this. I see it all in my head, and it's so funny. I just see a group of girls at a table just click, 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 and then the mom comes in like, sup? The wet ass pizza playing from a phone in her pocket. And all the girls are just like, what the fuck are we looking at? Just the sound of scraping pizza in a box.
I did assume it was like the greasiest, wettest looking pizza I've ever seen.
That's so
Yeah,
funny.
the title sounds like
Oh, God.
I totally thought the story was gonna go somewhere different. Like
Absolutely.
pussy, sorry. Wet ass pizza.
No,
Like,
she
I
did
thought
not
it was
serve
gonna
her
be
daughter
I
wet
told
ass
her
pussy.
To bring in the
An
No,
important
I thought she was
distinction.
gonna be like, I told her to bring in the pizza and the sprinklers went on. I thought that was gonna be the story, you know?
Oh, yeah,
But
like,
she's gonna pour water on it.
yeah. Be like, you want
a
to be
weird
ungrateful? This is all you're eating for the next 20 days. Figure it the fuck
Yeah.
out. But no. Oh, God, and she's got like those weird mom shoes. They're like the worn out sliders, so her toes stick out too far. Because they're, the band on top is worn out. And she's got the mom jean shorts. Jorts. She has jorts on.
No, they're not jorts. They're capris
Oh, so much better.
and a polo.
So much better. She's like dressed for a PTA meeting, but she's just fucking coming at these 16-year-old girls. Just wet ass pizza. It's so funny.
Is it bad that I feel like, we obviously don't know the origin, like, state or even if they're in the U.S.
Yeah.
But,
Feels
like,
like
I feel like
Michigan
this is
to me.
Florida.
Oh
Is
my
that
God.
bad
It
for
feels
me
like
to say?
Michigan.
Lexi, oh my God. I was just about to say this is Michigan mom vibes. 110%.
Such Michigan vibes. I'm like, dude.
I was just about to fucking say that. I feel like this needs to be animated. And someone way more talented than I am has to do it, but oh my God. You're just in Michigan. Freshly fallen snow and just fuck, why is that so
And it
funny?
was in 2020, so that means that like it was probably also during like COVID.
Probably before the pandemic, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
If it was 5 years ago and
January,
people were
February.
hanging out, you know what I mean? Oh, fuck, that's so funny. I know her daughter was just like, oh, I'm gonna die now. Thank you so much, Mom. I understand that. But at the same time, fuck, that's funny. And I hope one day that young lady can look back and be like, yeah, my mom was pretty dope. I don't think she will, but I hope, I hope one day she will. Because if oh, that's some dumb shit I would do as a mom too. Honestly, I'd do it for the bit. Why the fuck not?
Do it for the vine.
Do it for the vine.
Yeah,
Oh, fuck.
But I like grew up with the mom that everyone like called cool. Like everyone was like, "Oh, your mom's so cool," and I was like,
Actually,
okay.
I kind of wish she was just my mom and not my friend, but okay. I think that's a very important distinction too. Like, have fun, but
Like, do a silly goof, but not like all the time.
yeah, every now and again you can just be a little silly goose. But dry ass pizza. Anytime I feel salty, I'm gonna be like, I have got the worst dry ass pizza. I'm so angry. My pizza's so dry. Oh,
We've got to
my
add it to the
fuck.
looks like he smells like carpet.
Yeah. Dancing saying that guy looks like he smells like carpet. It's still one of the funniest things I've ever heard. Dancing, every now and again, you come in with some shit that just hits my brain a certain way, and I'm like, oh, this is when I die. Great.
This has
When
been
you say
absorbed
dry
forever.
ass pizza, I think of like 7-Eleven pizza that's just like
Yeah,
take it
the
and it's like a
mall
brick.
pizza that's been living under a heat lamp for the last 8 hours. That's what I think of too. There's no way it's still good to eat. It literally looks like packing foam. But sure, I'll pay $4 for that. Yeah, I'd love to pay $3 for a small Coke on top of my slice of pizza. So glad I decided to eat in the food court in the mall. Fucking Sabrara. Why? God. Sorry, little rant there. All right, well, this has been amazing. Mall pizza. It's been 84 years. Saturday. All right. This was so much fun. I really want to do this again.
Thinking maybe we could do it, but with like spooky ghost stories.
Ooh, do you have some in mind?
I did read a couple of them that I was like, yep.
So it's not like a is it the no sleep subreddit?
One of them's on No Sleep. There's another one that I think was just like r/ghost stories, I think.
Ah, okay. If you want to really find something terrifying, Lexi, if you would like to curate something for the next time we do this for a spooky time, go to Let's Not Meet, r/Let's Not Meet.
Oh no.
The shit you find on that
I want
subreddit will keep you awake at night. I've seen a few posts on there. I was like, ow, what the fuck? It's bad, dude. It's so scary and bad. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Friday, we will be back for Community Chaos, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are going to be playing some recommendations from the community in the general chat from my Discord. And it should be fun. I don't remember the names of the games that were suggested, but we're definitely going to be doing them. So I will see you all 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come hang out and play some games with your favorite spoopy goyles. And we will see you then. Remember, be good. And if you can't, be good at it. Love you, bye.